In the shadow of the night, Ankh on the creep, raising up the titans, watch the fallen gods weep. From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the wrath as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break. Killer army rise and make no mistake. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. Odin, Buddha, Allah, they all say goodbye. Zeus, unless you're grown, but he's losing his life. He's ready for the fight. Open your best run, we here for debate. All the deities trembling, feeling the weight. Step aside, make way for the real. All gods must die. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Hey. All gods must die. Hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see him fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. All gods must die, no more alibis. They all say goodbye. All could have gone killer, now time to fly. The world's ours now, hear the last goodbye.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woohoo-wee, man. We right here, man. Man, I appreciate everybody sliding through. And it's all good. Man, we here. We're going to bring this thing back and put it all together, man. Take our time, read some supplement information, and cruise through this. Slowing it down, yo. We staying away from the crabs in the barrel because that's exactly what they is, yo. We're going to stay away from them, and we're going to bash them with a crab mallet. Oh, man. Yes, indeedy. Man, let me get these notes together, man. Let me let the people come into place for a minute. And let's go ahead and do our thing, man. It's a good one. It always is, man. Go back and look at the one we did earlier. And enjoy the daggone ride. Man, what the hell am I looking for? I'm looking for something very. Let me see here. I want to find this real quick, man, before we even get it going, man. There's a lot of things in here. Let me see. All right. Let me tighten this thing up a little bit, man. Let me check to see who in this building, man. We're going to get it going, man. I see you, Cedric, pseudo-killer official, man. What it do? What it do? What it do? All right. I'll give you all a minute before we start teaching, man. 13,000 in the building. That ain't enough to start a fight. Yeah, you know we don't get started till we at least got 40 up in here, man. I see you guys, man. What it do? What it do? What it do? Cedric Ortega, pseudo-killer official. What it do? Guy, pseudo-killer army, man. What it do? Jimmy Turner. Man, I see you. See Breezy. Mike Jackson. What's good? Man, hit the button, like, and subscribe, man. We're in there, man. We're in this piece. I swear we is. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Man, I'm appreciating everybody, man. Man, we need to really get this thing tightened up, man. We got a lot of attacks coming, and that's good. Plenty work. Many men was death on me. Many men. Ha! Y'all know what it is, man. They always coming. Many men. Yeah, they always coming, man. We at them, though, man. So those studies that have been put out so far has actually went in the favor of indigenous people that inhabited Africa in prehistoric times. And I think it's a travesty when people try to take away from people's indigenousness. I think it's bananas and wild and out of order. I really do. I actually do. And I think African Americans that act like they can't read and try to get all off into genetics but don't understand evolution, that's even a bigger travesty. And then motivate racist people. Chief X. You are a motivator of racist people. This I'm clear on. When you catch you up in a lie and a flim flam, whether that's the flim flammery around Moringa with your face on the bottle, or whether it's getting something wrong, which we all do, you'll just go start looking up stuff about people, family, anything. Craziness. Oh, he don't got a business. You'll just outright lie. Oh, he can't get no shoes. Just outright lie, man. And this is where I get infuriated at. Bro, we doing this right here, yo. We doing it right here, yo. Man, we talking scholarship and science literacy and trying to understand, the African American experience, bro. We're going to get it wrong more often than an expert will. So why get mad and go do something else? This is what I don't understand. Okay, so for the first time in your life, bro, you got people on your side, but they just so happen to be wild racist pictures with no faces. I said, wild racist pictures with no faces. You see their icon, but you see no faces. This is the basis of what I'm doing. I'm putting it together for African Americans. And I would like to start off with where the conversation really started from. We clipping them up. This is a clip them up show. Clip them up. Clip them up. Yeah, we're going to clip them up. Put this in the title. Clip them up show. Clip them up. That's what we doing. We clipping them up. That's right. Like this. Yeah, we definitely gonna clip them up. Let me see. Some people get up in here, man. People flow in the building, man. We're gonna clip them up. We're gonna see what everybody's saying, what they really saying. See what they saying. Change that title. The Clip them up show. Yeah. I don't know how to do it. Save that. There we go. All right. African Online, what's up, man? Yeah, I ain't in. Yeah. You hit that link if that's what you're trying to do. All right. You hit that link. So we got people trying to promote horrible groups without understanding the history. Genetics is the last thing. You don't start with it. Because if you started with the genetics of African Americans, trying to trace who they are, you would find things in a genome that wouldn't even fit the continent of North America. You would find small mixture of Native Americans, find some Europeans, right? You would find this large segment being from Africa. And you would say, man, being as though, then that must be American DNA then, huh? But once you get a database, you would kind of start to see that there's some history here. Why has they got these different things and they things? And then you would check the history. You say, oh, they was caught up in a slave trade, part of the largest migration, forced migration on planet Earth. Right? And you would start to recognize some of the colonial powers that was in charge of that. And then you would see why they mixed with Native Americans, why they had what they had, and then why their genome took them back to Africa. But it's the history to get it right. Just looking at the genomes is not enough. But what's not actually happening is people is walking around with genomes. So this is what they really want to say to you. This is what they're saying to you when they talk. And this is why it's confusion. People like biblical DNA guy with the little whole voice. This is what he's really trying to do to you. He's trying to actually say that there's an invading DNA theory where an invading DNA markers came into Africa and formed ancient Nile Valley civilization. They're not Africans, Ankh. So you basically saying people from Mesopotamia and Iran came in and built the civilization. Craziness, man. Nobody says that. So it's something that somebody's not understanding, right? So what I want to do is I want to go to the record of when this conversation really started. Look at them, read them in the chat, and see biblical DNA. We could have had great conversations, bro. Right? But you misconstrued that I come for my people. I'm not coming for Europeans, right? I'm not coming for the Mexican population. I'm not coming for the Native American population. I'm coming for the African American population. I'm not even coming for the African population in Africa. I'm coming as an African American for African Americans. But by happenstance, the message is so fresh and refreshing that other groups don't have a problem listening in or even helping out in the struggle. Because I respect indigenous people. And at no point in time, at least in the last 17, 18 years, that I ever promote that African Americans was damn indigenous Egyptians. That's a bunch of hogwash, but yet you claim this is what I said. And I'm somewhere close to 15 years, maybe 10, if not even saying they was black. Because I recognize the issue with that. A key would be this man understand evolution. And understand evolution, right, in the racial constructs, why I gotta use it. Because you can have dark skin and be in Mesoamerica or be in the Adamese Island. I understand that. And I'll use the same sources so that when we go back to those moments, we can prove that no, Chief X didn't start this conversation. It was Double X and the pseudo killers going at it. That's what that was. And I'm going to play the video. Big up to Sosa. Big up to Sosa. We don't want to hear about none of that crap, right? Because you're unscientific and you don't even understand what it is. I wasn't cussing you out. I felt like you had a great reading of the article, and then you cussed me out, and then I knew. I wasn't on you. That show wasn't about bashing you and what you was doing. I don't even know you. I don't know you. You know me. So much so that you can say, well, people leave when I come on golf field. So what? That's how I know you watch me. I don't watch you for what? I thought it was a Bible thing. Anyway, we write what we're supposed to be, since we can't have a coherent conversation about the different elements that will fall into that population. Like you said, it's like a pizza. Well, then talk about the goddamn whole pizza then. The pizza is made in Africa for thousands of years. And that doesn't take away from the indigenousness. It just does not. They're coming into an already existing population. That's obvious based off of the base. So I'm trying to get my people away from following racist ideas like the sub-Saharan African thing and respect Africa and all its diversity and all its mixture. Because Homo sapiens sapien is the great mix. Hear my conversation before you judge me, as I will listen to your conversation before I judge you. I gave you too much. Because what you're really trying to do is you're trying to take indigenous people, right? Bash them based off of who they mix with and put them all the way over there when in actuality, they're in Africa. How long do you got to be in Africa to be an African? Tripping. Got something wrong here. So what I want to start off with is this, and I want to bring people up on the panel. Don't be over talking people. Don't be doing all that. Okay. Not sure if I want to start off with a haymaker. Think what I want to do is I want to go back to that idea of how Africa was actually cut in half. I think that will help this conversation greatly. All right. Who cut Africa in half? Is what we really want to know. How did we get stuck on feeding into sub-Saharan Africa to death? How did that come about? And why did we do it? All right, so we go right here. Nile Valley anthropology, from colonial to contemporary paradigms. Let's go. Colonial framework. We talked about C.G. Sigmund's influence. He's considered to be the father of anthropology. Sigmund's early 20th century British anthropologists shaped the Hermetic hypothesis. Believed Nile Valley civilization arose from the Caucasus immigrants from the South. Now that we look back on it, now we look at the DNA signatures, right? Looked at the different types of skulls they was finding. I understand why they was mixed up. They were saying a mixture of different types of skulls and skeletons and things of that nature. So I could see why they was getting mixed up. But it was their bias that would not let them get past it. Lack of understanding of DNA, because it wasn't no DNA evidence then. But they didn't have what we have today. So for people to keep saying the same thing that he was saying, right, that has already been cleaned up, that means you're an outright racist. Not only a racist, but a flaming pseudo. So it says disconnected Egypt from sub-Saharan African roots. Saw tribes in Upper Nile as racially corrupt Caucasian remnants. These views were foundational in colonial race science. So now we back on the race science. That's where we at. We back on the race science. Yeah, get the book, The Return of the Race Science. When it talks about how people will misuse DNA. Well, the pseudo killers, we've already read on that. We read that. We got that book in the library. Key quotes from Seligman's legacy. Seligman was particularly interested in the pastoral tribes of Upper Nile province, whom he perceived as racially corrupt remnant of a prehistoric Caucasian immigrants. That's quoted from Wingrove. And who is Wingrove? Oh, Wingrove is in that paper that y'all reading. Yeah. In that journal of Nature paper everybody reading. Y'all know what it is. Genome ancestry of the Old Kingdom. Egyptian. Minor responses to racial theories. By the late 20th century, Seligman's theories were dismissed as Malayan fallacies. That's Sanders, 1968-69. Scholars like Soy Cater and Christopher Eric, that's why they call that man a pseudo. That's why they call Christopher Eric a pseudo. Because he emphasized indigenous African development. And boy, we go, so you got an African American, right? And you got a European emphasizing the indigenous African development. Focuses on shifted and focus has shifted to archaeology, genetics, and linguistics to validate Egypt's African origin. And this is what this article actually represents. It represents the indigenous origin of Nile Valley culture. Nile Valley River Society culture. We learned that from John Henry Clark. Egypt now studied in African. Egypt now studied in African, not Orientalist framework. So they had it all in the Orient. Remember that? The Asian context. Remember that? They don't do that no more. The other show, I showed you a book, okay, that talked about, the book was entitled Middle Eastern Studies, and it say, even in this book, right, I'm not framing it right. Early 1900s, Silliman's Hermetic hypothesis dominates. 1930 to 1950, reinforcement of Eurocentric racialized theories. 1960, Sanders and others began challenging racial models. Cater and Eric promote African-centered approaches. Present genetics and archaeology support the indigenous African continuity. And this is where the damn rubber meets the road. And this is where we at. So only a pseudo will deny the Africanness and the indigenousness Nile Valley culture. So now, let me give you an example. Right now, you have Native Americans walking around. Certainly do. And if you was to take a snapshot of their genome and then take one of their ancestors from 20,000 years ago and look at their genome be a little bit different. They would actually have some mixtures in their genome, right, that their ancestors didn't. But would that mean that that's still not their ancestors? And would that mean, talking 20,000 years later, that the people that you see today aren't the indigenous people? You would never say that. That's essentially what these people are saying, what these races are saying. They're saying because of mixing of the genome in Africa, that those people were no longer indigenous Africans. That's emphatically a lie. Just like it will be a lie to say that the Native Americans' genome today would not be connected to their ancestors, didn't have that mix in it. That would be a lie. Just like it's a lie when you try to promote that to indigenous African people. It's a lie. That's not how it works. Crazy. So they act like we don't understand how Africans will walk from what they call misnomer sub-Saharan Africa to North Africa. How did the genes get in North Africa? Did they just spit their genetic material? Poof. And it fall on the ground and rise about the dirt like Adam and Eve? Is that what happened? Or did that African group walk to the northern portions of the planet in Africa and based off of being relatively cut off, diverge into another basal end? That's exactly what happened. But why did it happen? Why did it occur? And there's some debate back and forth. It could have been East Africa. It could have been Arabia. There's a debate in that. We have no problem with that. But we're not going to sit up here and lie. But this latest article dealing with the Green Sahara says it diverged in North Africa, particularly in the Morocco region. And boy, I got a nice little piece for you for that. But how did this happen? Why did the mutation occur? It occurred because those with that particular mutation had more babies than those without that particular mutation. And the reason they had more babies because that particular mutation was advantageous for that particular environment in North Africa. So over time, that in group becomes the dominant group in Africa. Why is that hard? How could that be? And as those particular Africans walk out of Africa, catch another mutation. And they call that mutation a non-African. And here's where the rubber meets the road at. Non-African doesn't mean you're not African. I got laughed at for saying that. Got called all kind of names. Homo sapiens sapien is an African species. Let this be a lesson. And in the literature, when they're saying non-African, they're simply saying that the mutation did not occur in Africa, thus rendering it non-African. Fundamentally speaking, all Homo sapiens sapiens are African. They just not indigenous to Africa, non-Africans. And so we never talk about the back and forth, though. They put an overemphasis on a back migration. What are they trying to say to you? It's the invading gene theory once again. That all of a sudden, right, they migrated back into this empty area, developed a culture unique from their own, and created Nile Valley River culture. The craziest thing ever. So to verify this, Diop's at the Cairo Symposium, because he's not a pseudo, he's a physicist and he's an anthropologist. He just got some things wrong. And even if you read his book, which most people have not read his book, have not read the book, and you go to chapter 9, if you go to chapter 9, right, he was showing you different dynamics of the Egyptian population and how he felt. Let me make sure that's chapter 9. Let's see. Man, boy, we got a lot going on, and it's a lot to get straight. Because what I'm not understanding is that if you really understand what science is, then you would understand that there's always room for growth, and there's always room for mistakes, and there's always room to catch the damn mistakes. And just because you make mistakes, that actually doesn't make you a pseudo. What makes you a pseudo is to continue to promote that. Don't worry about it, Cedric. We're going to read. We love to read around here. Read the paper. Hell, you put the paper in a data set that'll tell you what the summary of the paper is. And none of the data sets you put that paper in is saying that the Egyptians are not indigenous Africans. It is chapter 9. Let me see. Read chapter, hold on, let me go right here. I want y'all, when y'all get a chance, y'all might not even got it. It's definitely an old work, right? But to familiarize yourself with the conversation, you do that. Could the Egyptian civilization have oriented in the Delta? Let's chat. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, chapter 5. Chapter 6, the Egyptian race is seen and treated by anthropologists. So he gives all the data that the anthropologists were saying. And even the racist anthropologists were saying it was a mix of different types of skulls and stuff like that. All right. That'd be chapter 6 in the African origins of civilization. Okay. And so we move right here. Okay. This is the section he showed he was trying to get to. First of all, I would like to do this and show you where the scam is. Here's the scam. Let me show you where they scamming. Here's your scam. So now that we recognize that Bible DNA is a scammer, now we got to deal with them. And oh, by the way, I don't mind you using my material, bro. I don't fight like that. Use my material. All right. I ain't hating. I ain't a hater. I'm a participant. I love. It's a sport for me. Let me see. Shoot. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm gonna go to your post. I'm going to you. Here you go. This him. See if I can make that a little bigger. Make that a little bigger for you there, son. Here you go. I ain't got a lie on you. I'm gonna tell the truth on you. Come right here. This is you right here. Biblical DNA, you need to change that. Forensics anthropologist Carl Wilkins. Here you go. See it right here, right? This is actually it right here. Why you got that image right there? What's the joke? There's a reason why this picture right here is in gray, black and white. There's a reason for that. Simple as that. Why would you do that? That's not what you were supposed to do. They stayed away from that, but yet you did it. Now, grant you, hold on, grant you, you weren't bad. You weren't as bad as Comniverse. How you say his name? He's a con. We call him Comniverse. Outright pseudo. Let's look at this picture. See, this is who you need to be fighting against. You're going to pick somebody. Go pick on them. This picture right here, look. Nah, I ain't even going to let you. As pseudo as he is, as disrespectful as you got in these last couple of days, yo, I'm going to have to fight with him regardless. We're going to have to get him later. You know how you do it. You know somebody be wrong as hell, yo. Come on now. All right, here. I'm going to do this. All right, we'll take a look at this. Yeah, yeah, this is pseudo. Anybody supporting this is outright pseudo. They just did the same damn thing. Let me show you what they just did. They just did the same damn thing. Here you go. The same damn thing. Here you go. Here you go. Scamniverse. Look at that. One of the Magi's. Look. This was an epic fail on behalf of the authors of the study. So now he's attacking the study, which is disrespectful, as if he was a scientist, as if he was an anthropologist. It said a black-skinned man with I can't even say that word, could only be found in Sahara Africa today. Get out of here. Look, that ain't even a real damn picture. This man right here is so black that if he wasted some black ink on his arm, it would disappear in his arm. Humans don't even get that black. He tripping. Wild out. The only representation we have is that great picture up there in the left-hand corner. That's it. Not that picture on the right. That picture on the right is egregious. And it's just as egregious as this picture right here. They both have rendered pseudo renderings. I charge them with the same crime. Because that's not what it is. Let's go right to the paper. Let's go to the supplement information. So they think we can't actually read. Go to the supplement information here. You see the picture right there, facial reconstruction of Nile Valley individual. That's it. That's all they ever wanted you to see was right there. That's it. That's it. All right? It's not the actual skin color, not the actual hair, none of that. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And they give a reason on why they didn't want that. All right? Now watch this. Let me show you how devious these people can be. So when you come to here, all you got to do is click that link right there in National Geographic, right? You click that link, National Geographic, and it's going to take you to National Geographic. I already got it pulled up. Let me see if I can get right to that. Let me see. Right here. It's right here. All right? They leave it the same way. They just leave it alone. They don't want you to speculate. Y'all can read it. To avoid speculation about features they cannot definitively determine, Wilkinson says she and her team rendered the reconstruction in grayscale without hair or skin tone. She added that the experts She added that she expects the image to spark some controversy. We already see it. See? As part of the depictions of other ancient Egyptians have. Once again, as past depictions of other Egyptians have. They're often criticized for appearing too European or too African, she says. Yeah, bunch of malarkey all the way across the board. So neither one of them should have been doing that. But the one that's got my name in his mouth right now definitely shouldn't have did it. Yeah, what's your reason for that? Type that in the chat on why you did that. Explain that, Mr. Super duper scientist. Why'd you do it? You ain't got an answer for that. In this paper, it kind of tells you why they did. Let me see. I just explained why. But if I could just go ahead, let me see, because I don't want to read them shit after death. That's the references, features, database, facial features were chosen based on perimeters of facial reconstructions and edited to match appearance. Okay. In this way, a black and white facial depiction was produced. And that's figure S3.1. All right. They wanted to stay away from that for obvious reasons. All right. Obvious reasons. And this is in Whole Genome, the Old Kingdom, Egypt. That's in the supplementary information. So let me dive right here into something that's very, very interesting. All right. First of all, this is what they want to talk. This is what they want. They want to dive all in here. And the supplementary information, scientists will go through this. So if we make a mistake in here, don't worry about it. Basically, you need to stay out of this section. And this is where they all get confused at. Okay? So like right here. See, this is what they want. They want me to read this. I'm going to read this. Since y'all like I got some type of fear, right? What I do know is let the expert read this. It says only one 3-source model fits the Nuet genome with 67.3% Neolithic Levantine. See, you think that's scarce. 18.4 or plus 3.1 Upper Paleolithic Morocco. And 14.3 plus or minus 4.6 Neolithic Zagros ancestry. Nuet's genome is genetically similar to the what? To the Middle Neolithic Morocco. With the exception that the latest shows an absence of the Zagros component. I believe that to be in Iran. Okay? It says the proportion of Zagros component or Caucasus component as similar to Zagros Neolithic increased eastward in the Levant and Anatolia, while Epo-Paleolithic Morocco ancestry disappears, extended. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get here. All right. It says no one source model fit the Nuet genome. Okay, maximum p-value observed 2.38 times 10 to the 6th power. For a modeling with Morocco MN as a single source. It said instead a single 2-source model met significance criteria. See, now we get into what you'll see in the beginning of the paper in the abstract. This right here. All right. This is what's important. See, now we're into the nuts and bolts of the paper. Or they won't read the paper. I'm going into the supplementary information, bro. It said an estimate of 77.6 plus 3.8% ancestry most closely related to the genome from 4,780 to 4,230 BCE, Middle Neolithic Morocco, and 22.4 plus 3.8% from from the 9,000, 8,000 BCE Neolithic Mesopotamia. Right? Then it goes on to say the second best model included the middle Neolithic Morocco. All right. And then the Chalcolithic Zagros related ancestry, but can be rejected. Okay. P equals 0.001. Both Neolithic Mesopotamian and Chalcolithic Zagros derived from similar ancestries extended. We'll stop right there. All right. But go back up here again. What the hell is the Neolithic? Hold on. What in the world is the middle Neolithic Morocco? Let's see. Let's do some study on it. Well, let's come here. Let's see where we at. Where we at? Oh, here we go. Previous unknown Neolithic society in Morocco discovered, shining light on North Africa's role in the Mediterranean prehistory. Because I heard you run your mouth. You know, you ran your mouth when I was talking about the Mediterranean and how Western Asian culture met indigenous Nile Valley culture, right? That's on that in Northeast Africa. I talked about that. Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Cambridge stores. Let's see what's up with the Neolithic society in Morocco. That's what we talking about, right? I know that's what we talking about. Neolithic. Middle Neolithic. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get here. One sec. One second. Hold on. Let me get this group right here. So we're going to deal with Morocco. All right. Neolithic. Multiple disciplinary archaeological survey at the site at Quebec, Morocco, has revealed the previous unknown 3,400, 2,900 BCE farming society. This is the earliest and largest agricultural complex yet found in Africa beyond the Nile, and shares similarity features with contemporary sites in Iberia. Okay? Y'all see the sites? Y'all see the archaeological survey right here? You see the sickle element? Y'all know what the sickles are, right? You know, when you harvesting plants that's growing, use the sickle. All right? That's to chop down the grains and the crops. And then there's the grinding stones. Use that to grind the grains. It's another conversation there, but it's all right here. Axes, manufacturers. So they got axes, manufacturing plants, okay? Chip stone artifacts and polished axes. So I mean, they was polishing that. They was polishing axes, doing these things. It's an archaeological framework. Morocco has discovered the earliest previously unknown farming society from the poorly understood period in Northwest African prehistory. Y'all can get this in the study published today in Antiquity. Reveals for the first time the importance of the Maghreb, Northwest Africa, and the emergence of complex society in the wider Mediterranean. It's a with the Mediterranean environment, what they talking about? They're talking about weather. Okay, it's a border the Sahara Desert and the shortest maritime crossing between Africa and Europe. The Maghreb is perfectly located as a hub and major cultural development. Okay, intercontinental connections in the past. All right, goes on to say, whilst the region's importance during the Paleolithic Iron Age and Islamic period is well known, there's a significant gap in the knowledge of the archaeology of the Maghreb between 4,000 and 1,000 BCE period. Dynamic change across much of the Mediterranean. Okay, to tackle this, Joseph Bokbach, Cyprian Brookbark, Cambridge University, and Giulio, Luciani, all right, have carried out a collaborative, multidisciplinary archaeological fieldwork at Quebec, Morocco. Now watch this. Let's see what Brookben says. He says, for over 30 years, I've been convinced that the Mediterranean archaeology has been missing something fundamental in the later prehistoric North Africa. Now at last, we know that was right. Once again, now at last, we know that was right. And we can begin to think in the new ways. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's think in the new ways that acknowledge the dynamic contribution of Africans to the emergence and interaction of early Mediterranean societies. Is that not what I was trying to say? This was written in 2023. Now they got the archaeology to back that up. And y'all can go ahead and put the DNA over to all you want to do. But these professionals, these professors, they call them Africans. So why am I listening to you? If the field is calling them Africans, you know how long it took? Wasn't until 1974 that they started calling them Africans, based off of the fight of some scientists, and in particular, Cheikh Diop's, which he is made famous for, which he's in the Hall of Fame. See, when you get into a museum like the Met, boy, that's like the Hall of Fame. See, when you had those archaeologists and quote unquote Egyptologists come on the show like we do, and they say, yeah, we had to read the works in our doctoral program to deal with and understand the Afrocentric movement. We ain't talking about the pseudo movement, but the real ones. I didn't make that up. They say we want to read. About to clip them up. We want to see what Astro 45 say, whatever his thing is. Goes on to say, as the authors state, for more than a century, the last great unknown of the latter Mediterranean prehistory has been the role played by societies of the Mediterranean southern African shores west of Egypt. Our discoveries prove that this gap has been due to not any lack of major prehistoric activities, but to the relative lack of investigation and publishing. Yeah, they're not publishing a whole lot of finds in Africa. Wait till they really start publishing. Y'all talking about a couple little mummies they done found. Watch when they start moving down the Nile a little bit. Watch how those things change. Y'all making apodictic statements in those particular articles on both sides for no damn reason. Let science be science. These results reveal that the site was the largest agricultural complex from this period in Africa outside of the Nile region. All of the evidence points to the presence of a large-scale farming settlement, similar in size to early Bronze Age Troy. Y'all want to know why I'm reading it, right? We getting to it. Because there's something that you will never hear them talk about. Watch this. The team recovered an unprecedented domesticated plant and animal remains. Pottery, lithic. You know, we talk about the lithics, right? Those are the things that you would put at the end of the sickles to cut down the grass. Those little stones, right points. You know, that's exactly what made pre-dynastic Nile Valley culture rich in Abydos, because they start selling them first. It was renowned for selling that. You know, I got the homework on that. It say all dating to the final Neolithic period. It says excavation also revealed extensive evidence of deep storage pits. Yeah, you know, we found them deep storage pits where? In Nabta Playa. It said, importantly, contemporary sites with similar pits have been found on the other side of the Strait of Gibraltar. Okay. Now we're starting to talk about things that you found on the other side that you know we find in Africa. That's something we never hear about Mesopotamia and Iran and that. You never hear them talk about the indigenous Africans that went up there, though. You never hear it. But what you always hear is what they did when they came down here. It's the wildest thing ever. A mischaracterization of it, of African artifacts, a mischaracterization of what the archaeological record is really saying. That's all you ever hear them talk about. So I want to talk about both sides. They say this suggests that the Maghreb was instrumental in the wider Western Mediterranean development during the 4th millennium BCE. Quebec and the Northwest Maghreb were clearly integral parts of the wider Mediterranean region. As such, these discoveries significantly change our understanding of the late prehistory of the Mediterranean and Africa. Got to put the word "and" there because y'all just mix it all up. It says, as the authors of Antiquity articles state, this is what I really want to get to. It is critical to consider Quebec within the wider, co-evolving, and connective framework, embracing peoples on both sides of the Mediterranean Atlantic gateway during the later 4th and 3rd millennium BCE, and for all the likelihood, the movement in both directions. They never talk about both directions. You know why? Because they racist. They know these articles are here. They claim to be scientific literate and all that, but yet they never want to talk about the movement of people on both sides. They only want to talk about the movement of people into Africa. Why are they doing that? Crazy to me, man. But read this again. Mediterranean Atlantic gateway during the later 4th or the 3rd millennium BCE, and for all likelihood, the movement in both directions. To recognize it as distinctively African-based community that contributed substantially to the shaping of that world. Yeah, they just called me a pseudo. That dude, Bible DNA, whatever that, he called me a pseudo for talking about how indigenous Nile Valley River culture and Western Asian culture met and communicated and traded products and goods and formed the basis of what would be called Mediterranean culture. He said I made that up. And here we go again. Just to know, they found like ostrich bones and sickles that they know they find in Africa. Man. Find this to be very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I enjoy doing this. I'm going to make sure this go on the bottom of the video, right? So super slick, extraordinary scientists can just read it. Tell me I made this up. This is from the University of Cambridge Department of Archaeology. Tell me I made that up. Am I adding any words? Nope. Did I read the supplement information? Yep. I'm getting ready to drop the link. Boy, I tell you. And I'm just getting started, man, because I want to go back to that supplement again. Interesting. So why don't they like Africa? Why don't they like the word Africa? Because of those early anthropologists that cut Africa in half. Started in Sudan with the beginning of Africa, the dark continent. Because they presupposed the lighter skinned people that they saw wasn't African. And the thing that made you African was your dark skin. Black African is not synonymous with Africa. Africa is the most diverse place on planet Earth, has the most diverse gene pool. We don't got a lot to win this conversation. It's about learning. There is no invading population that came into Africa. and built the indigenous Nile Valley culture. But what we do understand is that there are people that came into Africa because we see them in a gene pool. We actually see it. So let's read this. Let me drop the link. All right, we drop the link. Y'all can get in here the conversation. Don't get up here acting like there's genes running around here without human beings. Don't get up here and act like them people came in, they built Egypt, because I'm going to look at you and laugh you off the stage. Be honest. Be outright. Do that. And while I'm at it, I got to play that. I said I was going to play that daggone start of the, remember I said the start of the, I almost forgot. I got to play this video. Hold on. Here it go. I'm going to play the start of the conversation. I promise you I would, because Chief X lied about it, right? I'm tired of hearing them lie. This is what I'm tired of. Tired of both sides lying. Boy, I don't know why they always running from Africa, yo. Who put all that? Oh. Couple things I want to play high. And so I want to do this first. Let me see. All right. I'm going to get Chief X out of here too, yo. Y'all know I'm going to get him out of here too. I want to do this first. All right, so let me do this. I want to play this first, okay? Hold on, okay? I'm gonna play this first, all right? Now he's playing this off my video. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Yo, this is how we do content, yo. All right, I'm gonna say this again. Biblical archaeology. You don't gotta speed my words up. I'm not gonna strike your channel, bro. All I would ask you is that you don't bash Kata. Now, if you play Egyptian 7 video bashing Kata, I ain't tripping off that. I can't stop that. I can't stop what you're playing. I'm just saying, since I know the man, right? Since the man is very respected, since the man is sourced in your paper that you're reading, and since you understand that the paper is only as strong as its source is, knock that part off. He's not a pseudo. Maybe he got some things wrong. So I don't mind for people using my content. We're not actually fighting. We're having conversations. As a matter of fact, if you go back and watch the conversation that I had, I wasn't framing you as a racist. I just wasn't. Okay? So I definitely want to play this, though. Play you playing me. All right, here we go.
Maybe European, North American, or Native American. I'm just saying, all African Americans are not genetically the same. But what the fuck does that got to do with this paper? Whole genome ancestry of an old kingdom Egyptian, not African American admixtures. You keep on fucking putting the subliminal fucking messages in your fucking followers' minds to put a seed in their heads to think, oh, we're somehow related to these fucking Egyptians. That's what you're doing. Pseudo-scientific racist idea in your mind. And you're the pseudo fucking scientific fucking racist, bro. How many do I gotta pull up fucking pseudo again and what it fucking means, bro? Pseudo meaning.
Go figure somebody call me. I'm not putting no damn subliminal messages in nobody's mind saying African Americans is damn Egyptian. That's stupid. First of all, genetically, it wouldn't pan out like that. Second point, the history wouldn't align up with it, so I wouldn't say it. Third of all, I got too many damn enemies to say something stupid like that. I'm beating up dudes to say that, bro. So you got to take that back. Just like you said you're not religious, and I could have misframed you with the biblical DNA title. The title got me. My fault. The title got me. I couldn't get past your title. But you said you're not religious. So I accept that. But I'm not sitting over here telling nobody that African Americans, Egyptians. But guess who else said that? Here we go. They all say it. The enemies all say it. I'm putting it's a subliminal message. It's a subliminal. I'm throwing subliminal messages. Never said that. Hold on. We're getting there. Boom, boom, boom. Up. Up. Hold on. Where is it at? Man. Hold on. Oh, I got it. I got it. No. Hold on. Where is this at? This is the one that we got to do. Oh. Man. Well, I ain't moving till I get this. I don't care what nobody say. No way, bro. 1 second. Y'all got, oh. The origins of the Egyptian conversation, man. Hold on. Here we go. That's on Unbiased. That's 5 years ago. No, y'all see it. That's 5 years ago. All right. Man, I'm going to drop that link again, man. Where y'all at? Y'all look a little scaredy there, yo. I'm letting everybody on. Anybody want to come on, get on. We're not cussing each other out. We're having conversation. We're not doing that. Here we go. This is the origin of the Egyptian conversation. We was arguing on, used to be unbiased, now FBA'd out. Now he FBA'd out. What's going on, Gullah? 3 the hard way. What's up, man? Oh, what's wrong with your thing, bro? Get your thing right. Can't hear you.
Hold on.
I hear you. All right, let's play this. Here's the origin of that conversation. I mean, the 5-year conversation. Because now that I got Gull on here, we can go back 15 years when y'all was bringing out the admixtures of the dang on Egyptians.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. So we can safely say the Chief X ain't teach us nothing.
No. I've been standing on my square for the longest. I've been saying the same thing over and over. They just don't get the nuances. They live in the black and white world. They don't see the gray areas.
All right, just so I don't think that I've lost my mind. I'm never learning them. He couldn't be on Team Osiris. He couldn't be on Raw Squad. He couldn't be a pseudo-killer. Y'all ever ask why? Because we don't take complete assholes. You can be a little bit, but you can't be a complete one. You can't be a liar on purpose. Can't be drinking while doing scholarship. But here we go. Here you go, right here. Double X. Talking crazy. 5 y'all see it. Stream 5 years ago. Here it go.
Listen to me. Hold on. Let me get this shit clear. Egypt was not a black civilization. Egyptians were not black or sub-Saharan African. I said you had some sub-Saharan Africans in Egypt, I believe. Some. But the vast majority of these niggas but not sub-Saharan Africans.
Oh, damn, they about to get you now.
They're not getting me on anything because the whole Black Egyptian hypothesis, which is the foundations of the conscious community, is that this was a Black Egyptian, Black civilization.
That's crazy. Double X, as soon as you said that, we lost 15 viewers.
I'm biased. What is that supposed to mean?
I know. Yeah.
You act like the viewership is intelligent, nigga. Like we dealing with Harvard grads and shit.
That was a joke.
I know. I was throwing one back.
No. It was a joke. Everybody, hold on. Wait. Please, you're right to me.
Now, I use the same source that I've been using for the last 15 years. At this last start of the Egyptians ain't black conversation. And I use the same source because at the Cairo Symposium, they got it right. And these latest articles prove and verify that they got it right. They got it right. And these last articles we've been reading verify that they got it right. That's why I always use the same source. 5 years ago, I ain't just started using that source, and they all die with that. So you hear what he's saying. He's saying that they ain't African. The same way they still trying to say that. He got beat up 5 years ago, and they getting beat up today because they're going against modern academia. Let's go. You want to say something real quick, Gullah?
I don't say African and always mean black. You know what I'm saying?
It's not synonymous. I'm gonna say no. It's not synonymous with black, bro. Let's get that straight. Let's get it out the way. Black ain't synonymous with African.
Yeah, and then when you read the find of the newer, they give it a range. When they say from dark to black, that don't literally mean that the dude had black skin. No human being on the face of the earth ever had black skin. Even the darkest people is dark brown.
What?
It just have black or bluish black undertone.
Hold on, what? Do you see this? What you talking about?
Man, that's Photoshop, yo.
That's
Photoshop, man.
Hold on. What you talking about? What you talking about?
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What
you talking about, man? What you mean now?
You can look at even if you read Nina Jablowski book, you know, she even said like you wouldn't even be able to reproduce if your skin, you know what I'm saying, was too black. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be dark enough.
Here you go. That's a Magi Archer for you right there. Photoshopping live.
Yeah. And then bro, and then too.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
No. Gullah, I need 2 seconds. I gotta use it better. Can you handle that for 2 seconds? Do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm saying then too, if you actually read the article where we're talking about the newer, you know, it's a newer individual, it say that the newer right individual is predicted to have brown eyes, brown hair, and skin pigmentation ranging from dark to black. The further osteological examination reveals that he would have stood 157.4 to 160.5 centimeters tall. But it's the part that everybody missed. Such features and traits are commonly found among modern Egyptians and modern North Africans. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how this dude look, you still gonna find them features in the modern population still. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no monolith. You can look at the people in Luxor, look at the people, you know what I'm saying, some of the people in the areas of Median, you know what I'm saying? Even even in the lower delta, even, you know what I'm saying, North Africa, you might still find some people with darker, you know, dark brown skin that look like this dude. You know what I'm saying? Even mixed in. Same thing we see when we look at modern day Latin America. You see the different mixes, you see different people, you know what I'm saying? You see different admixtures. You might see a light-skinned dude but he still might have some African features that don't have nothing to do with his skin, his nose, his lips. You know what I'm saying? Other different features. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always just skin, yo. It's like when Gold said these dudes skinheads.
Call them skinheads. Yea, we walk through the valley of the skinheads.
Yeah, but it say but the article clearly say, you know what I'm saying, this dude, such features and traits are still commonly found among modern Egyptians and North Africans at the end of the day. I don't think they're looking at enough North Africans and Egyptians. You know, they just cherry picking.
I can't hear you. Oh, you on me. Ryan was in him on his phone.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now they ain't looking at enough, yo. Even the day they get mad, I be like, well, why y'all in Cairo? Why not go down to Aswan somewhere? Why y'all looking at the Egyptians only? It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's wild.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's finish going. Here we go. Let's finish this. This is the origin of the conversation right here. I'm saying the latest origin. Team Osiris and them, we was having a good back and forth damn near 15 years ago when they start throwing Samantha Decatur in there, right? I know Saul was using Samantha Decatur, and I was like, damn, that's about 19 years ago. I was like, damn, that's interesting. Damn, peeled me away from the black. Yeah, 19 years ago, bro. Y'all, they tripping. Here we go. Here we go.
It was a joke so you can laugh. I'm saying that people hold on to the Egyptian thing so strong. If you take that from them, they are out. That's why I said they left.
No doubt, bro.
So go ahead.
Y'all piled everything up in it. I'm great.
What did we read this for?
You gotta read that. Wait, so y'all seen that, right?
At the UNESCO Symposium of the Peopling of Ancient Egypt and the Deciphering of the Meroitic Script in Cairo in 1974, the Black hypothesis met with profound disagreement. Nearly all participants concluded that the ancient Egyptian population was indigenous to the Nile Valley and was made up from north and south of the Sahara, who were differentiated by their color.
Right. So then, what are you talking about, X? The African culture, African civilization.
Man. See, this is what I'm telling you. You can't read. I'm not being disrespectful. It just, if you read the shit in context from the top to right there, it tells you when we're dealing with color. Hey, watch this. In addition, scholars reject the notion implicit in the Black Egypt hypothesis that ancient Egypt was racially homogeneous. Right here. The hypothesis is regarded as a fringe theory. Mainstream scholars reject the notion that Egypt was a black or white civilization. They maintain that despite the phenotypic diversity of ancient and present-day Egyptians, applying modern notions of black or white races to ancient Egypt is anachronistic. In addition, scholars reject the notion implicit in the Black Egypt hypothesis that ancient Egypt was racially homogeneous. Instead, skin color varied between peoples of Lower Egypt, Upper Egypt, and Nubia. Skin color is used to differentiate races. So when you come right,
y'all hear that mistake? No, they was using skin color. They strictly said they range in skin color. I've been saying that 5 years ago. That the Egyptians are indigenous, said indigenous to Africa. Cairo Symposium. What in the hell is going on around here? Why is it this easy?
Why would an area of confluence just be one thing? You know what I'm saying? Like then he said he said, oh yeah, like it said it ranges, but he act like
the skin color meant race.
Egyptian was opposed. They was opposing some type of caste system or something.
Yeah. Just the conversation. Here we go.
Here on, and it says nearly all participants concluded that the ancient Egyptian population was indigenous to the Nile Valley and was made up of people from north and south of the Sahara who were differentiated by their skin color. It's telling you it was made up of different races along that Nile. That's what
No,
I was
it's not.
saying. Jesus
Not
fucking
saying different
Christ.
races, dude, because they're not using the term race. You just read it. They're not
Oh
using
my,
those
yo,
two
see,
races.
this is why I can't do this with you,
Not
bro.
See, these are the nuts I argue with. How is he not understanding what he's reading? He can't read while he's telling me I don't understand what I'm saying. And he's going to end up saying that I'm trying to say that they black after reading the source I'm presenting. The source is a treatise against the Black Egyptian hypothesis. It's telling you what the Black Egyptian hypothesis is, and then it's telling you what the general consensus was at that time, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, see, he running his mouth young and running his mouth wrong. Then later on, he's going to try to say how the Egyptians are really not African. They're not the real African. They all man, y'all hit that link, man. I had a lot of conversation in that chat, man. Had a lot of information in that chat, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a lot of the chatty. Yeah, I'm
What
popping
black,
up on everybody panel.
what Black Egypt TV at? You ain't on TV, yo. What's up?
Go. Let me see. You wow. All right, I pinned that link up there. Mofos read the what article and didn't even know what the hell the article was talking about.
This dude's crazy. He up here. He got his own.
Who was he saying was read? Can't be talking about me, right?
Yeah, these dudes got their own reconstruction. They got the dude looking like Samuel Jackson. They got him looking like Samuel Jackson, yo, like a.
Hey yo, a Bible walk out, a Bible DNA. If I read it wrong, all you gotta do is just show me. I don't care. Yeah, yo, I'm African American, yo. Trust me, bro. I'm scientifically literate, yo. I talk to too many experts and professionals, yo, to say something crazy. Ain't gonna get away from me, yo. I ain't push none of that. I can't push that like that. I gotta push it based off of the information.
Yeah, they don't understand, bro. It's like they don't understand. They only understand the people groups of Africa. It's like what's the old Chinese story where the three blind men was touching the elephant. They don't see it.
You stupid, yo. All right, here we go.
I can't because you can't comprehend that.
You can't use the term race.
Oh my gosh, man. Are you reading what we're reading? Or are you missing this?
Did you hear what you just read?
I understand what I just read. Did you?
Okay. You got people in Central Africa. You got people in East Africa, North Africa.
North Africans are not Africans.
That dude crazy.
Something wrong to say that North Africans are not Africans. This man said North Africans are not Africans. The same thing that Bible DNA say. They're not Africans, they Egyptians.
That's crazy. And the crazy part is, and the crazy part is, North Africans are the Africans because the whole continent is named after an Amazigh tribe, bro, the Bani Afri. The Bani Afri is a North African tribe, but the first people that was named Africans, yo. What are you talking about?
You say they are the African. You ain't lying. A freak, a far tribe. So it's named after an indigenous African tribe that has admixtures due to back migrations. And so what does that mean? It's the craziest thing ever, bro.
Yeah, because once upon a time, human beings that was around the Niger area, they didn't call themselves Africans. None of that. That's recent. That's recent maps and all that. You know what I'm saying? The real Africans are Amazigh people, yo. Them people that the Carthaginians encountered, the people that the Romans encountered, the Bani Afri.
Yeah, they definitely with the admixture, all of them. North Africans, the admixture good, but hell, there's not an African without a mix in them, bro. As a matter of fact, to prove that, I'll just drop right here real quick. I'm going to stay back. I'm going to drop this right here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just to talk about, since the advent of genome-wide genome mapping and sequencing, it says a number of studies analyzing African autosomal genomes has lagged behind those of genomes from the continent, from other continents, particularly Europe. This is despite the fact that African genomes contain more genetic variation and often displayed a high degree of genetic structure relative to non-Africans. Yeah, because they got the most variation than any population. So we understand that Africans walked out and caused what we call in evolution and genetics a founder event, or a bottleneck, a reduction in the variation. So if I know that, then why would I say black people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? I understand evolution, dog, to the point where you can't trick me. That's another point. You can't trick me. Now, back to our scheduled program, back to Crazy X right here. And so if you read this right here, the black, it says it right here. It says, talking about Cairo Symposium, mainstream scholars reject the notion of Egypt was black or white civilization. They maintain that despite the phenotype diversity of ancient Egypt and present-day Egyptians, applying modern notions of black or white races to ancient Egyptian is anachronistic. That's like in the Bible when you read camels in the book of Genesis, when Abraham came on, there's no camels yet. That's anachronistic.
That's like the Flintstones and cars. You know what I'm
saying? Right there, got no cars in the Stone Age, right? It say, in addition, scholars reject the notion explicit in the Black Egyptian hypothesis that ancient Egypt was racially homogeneous. Instead, skin color varied. They're not using skin color as a race. They said it varied between the peoples of Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt. Yep. That's why I can't wait till we get to those Upper Egypt studies. It say, and Nubia, who in various eras rose to power in ancient Egypt. Watch this. At the UNESCO Symposium, the peopling of ancient Egypt and the deciphering of the Bretic script in the Cairo in 1974, the black hypothesis met with profound disagreement. Nearly all participants concluded that the ancient Egyptian population was indigenous, that's why I'm saying it, to the Nile Valley. If you're indigenous to the Nile Valley, then you're an African, regardless of your mix. It say, and was made up of people from north and south of the Sahara who were differentiated by skin color. Here we go.
North Africans are not Africans.
Not Africans. I told you before, it's a misnomer.
Hey, yo, bro.
North Africans ain't Africans. It's a misnomer. Let me show you a picture of a North African.
Hey, can I just say this, brother? You got people in the Sahara. You got people in East Africa.
This is a North African, Haskell. This is a North African. Does this nigga look like somebody you know?
Man, it don't have to look like nobody you know.
This is Africans. North Africans ain't Africans. It's a misnomer. They're part of a Caucasoid grouping.
So what, X? What does that got to do with Egypt, X?
Oh my, North
No
Africa
one's denying
been in Africa
that
for at least
that migrated in the Delta and been there for 30,000 years. We all know that on the phone, X. The point is, Mr. X, but listen, X, the point is that Egypt is made up of civilization, of people that are indigenous to Africa. The river is 4,100 miles long.
Okay, but it's not made up of the Black Egyptian hypothesis was trying to say that these are sub-Saharan Africans. These are not sub-Saharan Africans.
Nigga, I just said I agree
with UNESCO. That's what I said. I said that. I've always agreed with that.
This is the whole shit. I just don't feel, and I'm not being disrespectful, I just don't think niggas is gonna be able to comprehend this shit until the entire scientific display goes forward.
Me and you having a damn conversation right now.
You part of the niggas I'm talking about. I don't feel like you're gonna be able to comprehend this shit.
When everybody know me on the phone, I've been saying this forever.
You been saying what?
Look, man.
You been saying what?
Okay, if you think I think that Egypt was made up of all niggas that's in America, you've lost your mind, dude.
I never said all niggas that's in America.
Okay, so I never thought that, bro. I never thought that. I studied Sahara. I know people migrated from the Sahara. There's a lot of shit you think is Egyptian don't even come from the Nile. I know that, bro. Like, I've been doing this for the last 15 years, bro.
Hey, hold on. Who the fuck just put this in the chat?
Once again, we got that statement of people saying what they think I mean. I'm saying what I mean. We got Bible DNA saying that I'm throwing subliminals. You got Double X Architect saying that I'm trying to say they came from F. I'm telling them this. Anyway, man, we got somebody on the panel. What's up? What's going on, Comniverse?
Hey, what was that? What was that word?
What word? The one I mispronounced?
Yeah, what was that word?
The one that I mispronounced?
You were trying to say? Yeah,
the
what was that word? How do you say it?
Dealing with the skulls?
Yeah, how do you say it?
I mispronounced it. You tell me how to say it. You put up the pseudo rendering.
But what is that word? What is it? What does it
I know
mean?
it's got something to do with the skulls.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Explain it.
You know about head shapes?
Right. I just said it. Skull shapes, head shapes. Go ahead. And what about that?
And how do they differ between populations?
You educate us on that.
So you don't know?
I'm sure it does. That's how they knew it was different types of skulls. But go ahead.
Wait, so you don't know?
No, I'm saying is if I don't know, you're gonna quickly educate me. I don't have to know that that picture you used was wrong.
So you have so do you have the same head shape as like an Iraqi or European?
I wouldn't know, bro. I haven't got my head measured.
Well, where do you live?
I live in Georgia.
Do you see different people in Georgia?
Yes, I do. Get to
How many different people?
Look, get to your point. What's your point?
I'm just asking the question because like you weren't familiar with the term.
No, get to your point. And I was honest and forthcoming. I said it had something to do with the head. But the thing I was referring to was the Photoshop image you used. I couldn't even get to the shit you was really talking about, which I knew was going to be pseudo-science.
What image you talking about?
He was talking about the shape of the head and how different populations have different shapes.
Different shapes of the head. So like they use it as a way of measuring, population differences, right?
And they could pin it on the gene flow too, because we have mixed populations with different head shapes where people mix together.
Yeah, so brachiocephalicism, mesiocephalicism, and dolichocephalicism.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Do you know which one the article used?
You tell me. Come on, bro. Stop. It's not 100 questions. You educate me. I said I already don't know.
They use the same term that I use on the post.
That's fine, bro. I'm not denying that. You sitting up there like I'm denying that.
Okay, so and that term doesn't mean short-headed, right? It means long-headed.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? Mm-hmm. So they were saying that the specimen had a longer head, right? Longer with respect to human populations. Do you know?
So what you saying? Wilkins and them don't know what the hell they doing? Them experts don't know what they was doing?
Well,
something wrong.
There's certain like you are familiar with the outdated phrenology, right?
Yeah, outdated. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna trust them first.
Sorry, are you African American?
I'm an African American.
So you know about phrenology and American history?
I know about American history and the whole 9 yards. What that got to do with this conversation?
So what did they call like the skulls of black slaves?
Educators, bro. Stop. This is not 101 to ask me a couple questions.
I'm just trying to see if we're on the same page.
That's no. Hold on, they would say like they would. Hold on for a minute, Gullah. Hold on for a minute. Hey, calm reverse. Listen.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you could ask a person a question, right? You might not know the answer, and it's an aha moment. But in today's world, we don't play these games. We say, bro, I don't know. You just educate me. And hold on and make it stick to why you post that.
Yeah.
Extraordinarily dark non-human that would die. Right?
Wait, are you is this like racism? Like, are you against
No.
people?
I'm saying a human being with skin like that would die. He could not last on Earth. That's
wait, are you saying that like there's not people like that in the world? Like,
yes, I'm saying that. Yep, I'm saying that.
Wait, so have you ever? So wait, you're from Georgia?
Yeah, I'm saying that. There ain't nobody that color, yo.
Because judging from your accent, it's like sounds like a Baltimore accent. But you're saying you live in Georgia?
Yeah, dude, but I'm from Baltimore, bro. Come on, bro. Listen.
Okay.
I want you to make your point because I want you to save yourself. I don't want to.
It just kind of seems. I mean, it seems racist for you to say that people can't get that dark.
Hold on, bro. Listen. This man's so dark, yo. His teeth look Snow White, yo. That's
wait. So have you ever been to Africa, or have you seen like Adam Islanders?
No, they not this dark.
The people brown, they dark brown, yo. Same color.
Nobody on earth is this dark, yo. This man so dark his shirt then got dirty.
Do you know the model Ducky Thought? Have you seen her before?
Yeah, not this color though, yo.
She's pretty black.
No,
like they're South Sudanese, they're pretty black.
She dark brown, yo.
No, she ain't that, yo. Come on, just give that up, yo.
I mean, you melanin is actually black.
Okay, yo, we talking about how I transition in the melanocytes because the melanocytes.
What did the article say? Did the article say dark to black skin?
Then hair, but when it expresses its skin, it's dark brown, yo.
Yeah. Come on, yo.
No, that's what the article said. The skin is dark to black skin.
Let me hold on. So, all right,
it's a range, bro. That's just saying it ranges. It don't mean it technically.
Yeah, it said there was a lower probability of intermediate skin color, and it was most likely dark to black skin. That's what the article said. So if you have a dark to black skin person with a long skull, where do you think that person comes from?
What? Some place where they need protection from the radiation.
So like really, really dark people, dark to black skin with a long skull, like in the world today, where do you see those people?
Adam and Eve's Island.
And where else?
In Africa, Sudan.
Okay, so we're getting to the point that this person, this person that you see, you wouldn't see them in Iraq. Like you just said, the Andaman Islanders in Africa, right? That's what you just said?
Yeah, but not this color though, bro. You stay off that.
But the article said dark to black skin. That's what the article said.
They didn't mean this color, yo. Come on, bro.
That's black skin. What are you talking about?
No, that's a
wait, but like, I mean, it just kind of seems racist for you to say that.
You know that though, yo. Come on, yo. Why you insult my intelligence?
It just seems racist because like there's literally people that dark in the world. Literally,
why you doing? There is not nobody that color on planet Earth.
There's no Andaman Island. You just said Andaman Islanders and some Africans are that dark. You just said that.
No, I didn't. I said they some of the darkest people on planet Earth, but not this color, bro.
I know that in Georgia there's some Senegalese people and they're pretty
not this
color.
color.
I mean, let's just stop playing, bro. Like you know that there's some dark people.
You playing with me now, yo. You playing with me, yo.
You ever seen Bobo? Bobo from Phoenix Suns? You know who that is?
Yeah, he ain't that color. Yeah,
he dark brown, yo.
Bobo's dark. Bobo summertime is black.
Have you ever seen cocoa beans or coffee beans?
What are you talking about, Coco? Who's that?
They're actually brown, yo. You being racist,
but there's people with the skin color that dark. I mean, how do you? I mean, you're claiming that because he's too dark, he's Photoshopped. How do you know that?
And that's Photoshop.
How do you know that? How do you know that, bro? How do you know?
Yo, I cannot believe you that crazy, man.
You got the original photo. How do you know it's Photoshop?
Hey, Lauren Williams, hit that link though, Lauren Williams. Hit that link though.
To me, like, I mean, because you appear as a black person, you're from Georgia. It just seems racist to say that they're not people that dark when they clearly are.
And they're clearly not that. And let me make this point here. I'm not racist because I'm saying that's a Photoshop. I'm being honest.
How do you know it's a Photoshop? Did you see the person who made it? No, how do you know that?
Because we've been down this road. I can find the photos. I don't feel like doing all that right now. It's a waste of time.
But you're just making a claim without evidence.
No, I'm not. I do have that. I think for you, it'd be better to talk about the man he in shape. Maybe that's something you went, and now you trying to tell us that those experts on the scientific paper, you have figured out that they're wrong.
But you just said somebody with a long skull and dark to black skin.
Listen what I'm saying.
Adam and Islands in Africa. That's what you just said.
No.
You just said that.
No, I didn't. We don't got to try
You
to.
just said that. You just said that.
No, I didn't. You asked me a question and I answered it. Now I'm saying, are you telling me that these people in these papers don't know what they're talking about and you know more than what they know? That's all I'm asking, bro. Because that's
with respect to what?
With respect to what the hell they wrote, are you discrediting them before real scientists have? That's all I want to know.
I'm highlighting the critique that the peer reviewers made.
Man, go get that.
Do you know what the invading pharaonic race
No. Go get that. No. Go get that. Because I like to read that. Go read because that's what you gotta say. You gotta say look, right here, and you're talking about the supplementary information. Am I correct?
There's a peer review document
and they gave a peer review on that, correct?
Yeah.
So why not do that, yo? You get it?
Do what?
Why not put that there? Let's read it and say, okay, that's a critique back and forth. Because
it's like if you open up the supplementary information, it'll show you that it's long skull.
I did though, yo, but I also talked about how they was fighting over they being African too. I know you read that part too, right?
In the peer review document?
Yes.
Yeah, so they were promoting the invading pharaonic race theory.
Okay, but that's not the point. But I'm saying
that actually is the point because they were trying to say that it was Mesopotamia.
Hold on for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
So just to know that it's not me and you saying it. See, that sound better. It was what the critique
it never was us. It was from the peer review document.
Okay, so but you didn't say that. Did you say that right here? If you said it right here, I'll probably let me see. Hold on.
Where were you taking this post? Were you taking it like did you get it from like the YouTube? Where did you get it from?
No, this is your thing.
I know but there's a different context because posts also have context.
No, you just had this right here, yo. You just talked, you did it right here.
Yeah, so like the epic fail was the peer reviewers highlighting that they tried to make it Mesopotamia, but settled on Levity. That's a fail because
I know, but we don't need
based upon what you just said. A dark
to
black skinned person with a long skull is
Listen, what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Listen, it ain't like you've been the most skillful and honest.
What are you talking about?
Bro.
What are you talking
about? Very
about?
pseudo-scientific. So
what are you talking about?
Hold on. So excuse me. It would have been better for me if you simply would have said on the post, this is what the supplementary information said. And then I'd be like, okay, that's a good one.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
It's not self-explanatory, bro.
Yeah, it is. This isn't like a dissertation defense.
Man,
it's pretty
self-explanatory. Bro. You know what? Matter of fact, go get that. You got time. I got it right. I've been at the document open. Right here.
So are you reading the supplementary page? So can you find the Dahlia-cephalicism or the cranid estimates? Can you find
what section is it in? Because right now I'm at the hold on. I'm at the look at it. I
think it's page 48, I think.
Okay, I'm at 53, but this right here, that's the picture of it. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, do you see those type of people in Georgia?
No, man, let's stay on the point. No, we're not.
You don't see those type of people in Georgia?
Well, that's a white and gray. I don't see no white and gray person running around Georgia.
No, those features. You don't see those features?
What? Man, come on, bro.
I'm just asking the question. You don't see those features?
I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
I was in Georgia a few months ago, and I saw people who look just like that in Georgia.
Okay, what? And
what are those people? Those people white or black?
Man, you playing pseudo.
I'm just asking a question. Like those features in Georgia, like you live in Georgia, so are those features white?
I don't know. They don't look like no white person to me, bro.
Based upon the African American, they would be black.
Don't, right? Man. Okay, bro. What?
Okay. So based upon African American, that person would be black.
What?
Based upon African American Georgia standards, the person on the screen is black, right?
I don't like that you're actually trying to talk me out of what you really supposed.
I'm not trying to talk. Go to 48. 48.
Okay, go to 48. Thank you. This is where we at, bro. Thank you.
Reason? Yeah, go to 48. 48 has where they said it's dolichocephalic.
48. Here you go. Right here. Right here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that says.
Okay.
So that's the term that I used.
Hold on.
You see that?
Post pragmatic depression.
Mm-hmm.
The square orbits suggest slight upturn, what's this? Fissures laterally, triangular eyebrows, and normal eyeball protrusions.
And as an African American, you know that they use these traits to define
Hold on
black
for a minute.
people.
Hold on, bro.
You know that they use those traits to define black people.
Hold on, no, I'm saying, come on, yo, I ain't finished yet. We ain't gonna
I'm just trying to help out a little bit.
Yeah, help out. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Okay, having a relatively long skull, typically with let me see, the breadth less than 80 or 75% of the length. Okay, so you saying that wasn't that? That's what you're saying?
What you talking about?
No, I looked up the term.
Yep.
All right.
Long skull, right?
Yep. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, as someone from America, you should know that this is what they use to define black people.
Don't put me in America like that. Don't do that.
But you said you were African American. You live in Georgia.
Yo, but I see but everybody ain't got no long head. I sure as hell don't got no long hair. Yo, you tripping right now.
What is your head? What is your cephalic
index? How would I know
what
my head is, yo?
But your head is not like an Asian person, a Native American person.
My head look more like that Egyptian thing right there. How about that?
I think your head is longer than average, for sure.
Nah, you tripping, yo.
I'm just saying, bro. Like I'm looking at you. Your head is definitely longer than average.
Now you're lying, yo. Now
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like those features, like
tell
you go
that man,
to a cookout.
I ain't got no long hair, man. Help me out here, man. Don't let him do me like this.
Your head is not flat. Like your head is not like white people's head, not like Asians' head. And in American phrenology, if you saw the movie Django Unchained, they kind of made fun of that, entertained that. But that's American culture, is measuring skulls to see race.
So let me ask
culture.
you this. So then why you think they made the reconstruction like that? There's a reason why. You got to read it, yo.
Well, the reconstruction is artistic. You could talk to King's monologue about that.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's artistic. Reconstruction is not a fully scientific field. It's artistic.
Of course it's not. Of course
it's not.
Of course it's not. Of course, I agree.
You know, so the reconstruction to me, like, to have a long head and to have even in the article, they even mentioned this in the supplementary information that it could be deep East African, Northeast African, as opposed to Mesopotamian. So they even mentioned that as a possibility of the so-called Basal Eurasian Levantine.
Hold on. What you talking about? As far as the genes?
Yeah, in terms of like the genes that they observed in Asia, they said that it's possible for that to have been from Northeast Africa in deep structure.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be talking about ancestral North African. You don't necessarily got to deal with Asiatic. You know, you don't necessarily have to deal with that. And the methodology of the study, you know, not the best, but they came in with a preconceived Mesopotamian agenda. And then the peer reviewers redirected them to the Levant. That's what happened.
What? What'd you say?
The peer reviewers redirected them away from Mesopotamia to the Levant.
Okay. You made that up.
That's what the peer reviewer said. You can literally read that in the peer review. That's what they said.
Okay, that's the peer review. You know, they was reviewing the information. You don't got to necessarily agree with the peer review, bro.
But the peer review was saying that because they submitted the article. I mean, you've submitted an article before, right?
Of course.
So you know how the peer review process works.
Yes, I do. They're going to.
So you submit the manuscript, and then the peer reviewers check the parts of the manuscript that are invalid.
No,
they send it back for you to correct it.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
That's what happened. Like they submitted this article.
Okay, go ahead.
Under the impression of proving the invading pharaonic race theory from Petrie. That's what they wanted to do.
That's not fair, bro. So let me show you that. Hold on. You just explained the peer review process, right?
Yep.
Okay. And like you said, they will check it and they won't let your damn paper come through if the shit is invalid. Am I correct?
And it was invalid in this case.
Hold on. We agree to that, right?
That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
So watch this. The paper wouldn't have been able to got published if it was rejected by the peer review, bro. They
rejected the Mesopotamian and made them correct it, and then they settled on the Levantine intermediary. That's what happened.
Okay, so that's proper then.
No, it's kind of it just went from super biased to kind of biased.
No. Hold on. So now the next stage is right, which you supposed to know, is now we're going to hear the scientists react to the paper. Am I correct? This is when
of course, yeah, that's part of it. And the
so
scientists, they begrudgingly added a so-called sub-Saharan sample in their examination of East African pastoralists to try to clean it up. But if it wasn't for the peer review, they would have pushed the invading pharaonic race theory.
Nah, man, that's not what they why. The
Mesopotamia, saying the old kingdom is from Mesopotamia is literally Flinders Petrie. That's his argument.
I know that article didn't say that though, yo. You can't.
No, but that's literally Flinders Petrie argument.
I know. I just read it. Didn't you hear me just read it?
So the invading pharaonic race theory. That's what the authors of the study were trying to do initially, pre-peer review.
What?
The peer reviewers saying, yeah, the peer reviewers were questioning the integrity of their genetic methodology, and they asked them to correct it, add some, fine scaling, compare sub-Saharan so-called, data to make it a little bit fair. East African pastoralists.
Oh, man, how can you, it's like you got a mind that's dreaming off into the atmosphere.
That's what happened in the peer review. That's what is in the documents.
Have
you read the documents?
Yeah, you made that up.
That's in the document. Oh my God.
No.
Seriously? Seriously?
That's
in the document.
No.
That's literally in the document.
We just read, right? There was no pushback.
This is not the same document. This is the supplementary information.
No. This is what I'm saying right now. I know that.
Okay.
You directed me. Hold on. You directed me to the page number. Talk about correct. Now, where is that in the paper when it says that your quote unquote reconstruction is not that? Because that's what you said, bro.
A dolichocephalic person with dark to black skin. What are you talking about?
Yo, bro, I know you hear what I'm saying.
No, literally, what are you talking about right now?
I'm gonna say this again, bro, because I ain't gonna let you pseudorize me.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about.
I'm going to tell you, so don't cut me off. What you said was, you said, hey, man.
Yeah.
The peer review said that the head shape didn't fit the head shape of your modeling that you put forth. Did you not say that?
No, wait. You're saying I said the peer review said that the head shape didn't fit the model that they put forward?
Correct.
That's not what I said.
Okay, so then
what I'm saying is that the peer.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna move from this position right here, bro. Yeah,
what position? I don't even know what your position is.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again, Comedy Verse.
Go ahead.
You said, bro.
Yeah.
The reason I even went to the supplementary information, you came on here with that wild picture.
What wild picture? Are you being racist, bro? Like, why are you being racist?
Let me finish, bro.
Okay, go. Why are you being racist about black skin?
The emphasis was on a color because the color wasn't put on the daggone reconstruction on purpose. It was just
they grayscaled it because it's an artistic rendering. They always do that in the field. They're not going to make it look completely photorealistic.
Again, bro, you're gonna mess up a good conversation
because you're making a mistake. Like you're making a
mistake. Allow me to make a mistake, right? I don't feel like fighting for 30 hours.
I'm just, but make correct statements. If you make correct statements, I won't interrupt. Make correct statements.
Is interrupt me because I'm gonna put you off.
But you're making incorrect. Okay, go ahead.
Make incorrect statements.
Go ahead.
The reason I put the dag on a picture up you put up there because the paper said don't do that. Is the reason why I'm not doing
what?
Fucking talking, nigga.
What did they say, that, bro? It's just an emotional reaction to what you're saying. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself so you can go.
Yeah, move yourself out, bro. What's wrong with you, man? We can't have a conversation.
No, go ahead. You're saying something that's like crazy.
First of all, the Bible guy put up a picture with some skin color on it.
Okay.
You put up another picture, right, with some skin color on it. The only thing people saying is the skin color at this point. Okay. And I simply said, yo, that ain't the real skin color of a human being. That's the quote unquote Photoshop, right? Now, when you read the daggone thing, right, it start talking about the head shape. Okay. So you was really talking about the head shape and not the skin color. I got that part, bro. But the skin color so glaring, I said, yo, that's just wild. Right? Okay. You said, hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Wow. You say, no, I'm talking about the word. Do you know what that word means, Unc? I said, yeah, it's got something to do with the head. And you asked me, what? What you don't know is I talked to Reggie and he explained what it was. So I've already knew what that was. So then you say, well, hold on, yo. In the peer review, they said that the head shape should have been like elongated. I was like, where? So I
48.
So I go to page 48. It don't say that. That's the actual person. No, it's the actual person that did the reconstructing said that. not a peer-reviewed person. So I say, well, bro, hold on. I say, so bro, so where's the peer-reviewed person at that said they used the wrong modeling of it? That's what I said. You know what the hell I'm saying, bro? Come on, man.
Okay. So
Can I say something?
no,
yeah,
man.
go
Man, go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
I got him right where I want him, man.
I'm just like,
at the level I cannot believe he doing me like this. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I want to say, man.
Come on, Gully, your phone ain't working.
He's cutting off. I can't even understand what he's saying.
Hold on, yo.
Okay. So when it says the skull was dolichocephalic, this is one of the authors who did the craniometric analysis, saying that in the supplementary information. Right.
The person that
Okay. So
right.
their analysis showed, this is the authors, not the peer reviewers.
Thank you. He fell off. Yeah. Go ahead, Gullah. Gullah. Where Gullah at? All right, let me come to this section of the paper. God damn. Let me see.
Get my mic.
I can hear you, Mike, bro. Go ahead. You talking? That link is there for everybody to hit. Y'all think a person? No, you messed up. No, you. Damn, what you doing? It's your. Can't hear you. If y'all can see the screen, man, this is how they figured out. They surmised that he was a potter. All right, so let me come to this portion of the paper right here. Okay. So they want to do the stature estimates on the Nile individual based on long bone dimensions. Okay. And what they did was they used white Americans and black Americans. All right. And they measured the bones. And here's the formula. Okay. So they measured the bones of that ancient Egyptian sample. All right. And they gave you numbers for the white Americans and the black Americans. Okay. They give you the measurements and they wanted to find out, based off these measurements, that particular individual, right, his stature would have been more close to who? See the humerus, the radius, the femur, the humerus, and so forth, right? And they give you all the measurements right here. All right. And they're using white A, that's white American and black American. And you know that from right here. Here's the key right here. Based on regression formula of of American whites, okay, and American blacks. So don't jump at me talking, they're using that, using black, white, shut up. Knock it off. I already know where you at. Right. So when you look at the measurements, right, they add them all up. All right. The final estimate, that's the mean stature correction for age, right? Final estimate, 163.37 for the white American, the black American, 159.23 for the black American, and 159.06 for that particular ancient Egyptian. So based off of this, okay, that particular individual stature estimate, right, of a new wet individual based on the long bone dimensions would have been more close to Black Americans. Y'all see it right here. Here they go. Now, does this mean that that ancient Egyptian would be a Black American? No, it don't mean that. What the data is telling you is, once again, it's showing you it's Africanness. That particular stature would be more closely related to an African population than a European population. That's what that's saying right there. You want to add something to that, Gullah? Because I can't hear you, bro. Man, he know, man, why would that man lie, man? You know, I don't kick nobody off no panel, man. Come on, Comedy Verse. But I did not kick you off.
You hear me now, y'all?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I was trying to the skin about possibly prove skin not actually say.
Yeah, man, your shit crazy. What you doing?
Hold on, let me switch my laptop.
Huh?
Let me switch my laptop.
Yeah, switch it. Right? Oh, yeah, nah. You just use your phone is better. Your laptop is messed up. God damn. Boy. Let me get back on that. So don't take this and run with it and say, see, Unc said they was laughing. That ain't what I said. I said it fits into the into that population, right? It adds to the whole overall Africanness of what the hell I've been talking about. As a matter of fact, y'all can put some of the supplementary information into some of your depending on what type of quality of a chat GPT you got. There's also a great tool in sourcing of things called Notebook LM. It's a super great tool. All right. And you can ask its questions based off of the material or the books you've downloaded in it. All right. And go right to the space you want to go to. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. No, that's not the one. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. But I don't ask if you get a chance. Could you pull a chat GBT for me and ask it? Can human beings' skin be actually black? I looked that up, you know, and it disproved what Camden was talking about.
Man, that's common sense though, bro. I ain't running. We know that. Yeah, but it can be dark, yo. You got some people that's super dark, yo, but not that color on that thing right there, yo. Then they call me racist for saying that's crazy.
Yeah. Because on chat GBT say even the people in South Sudan are not even literally black like coal or ink. They're brown. Even the darkest human beings are brown with a bluish purplish undertone. With a spectrum of brownish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know that. And then ain't nobody put him off, yo. We was in the middle of a great conversation, yo. Come on, bro. He is allowed to add his ideas to the ideas of humans, yo. That's just what we do, yo. We ain't tripping like that, bro. But I ain't gonna let you fake me out. And he tried to act like, for the record, Comedy Verse with your you extra flimflammery, you tried to act like that the peer reviewer said something about that when actually it was the person that did the reconstruction. So if the person did the reconstruction, maybe that is the measurement of the skull. Maybe that's how it's supposed to look. Maybe you don't know what you talked about. Why should we accept what you're saying, bro? That's crazy to me.
He being racist. He being racist himself because especially if it's a mixed population, you gonna have all the skull's gonna be different from skin, all type of it's gonna be all type of mix. You're gonna have different limb proportions and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like I say, I always give an example of Latin America today. You know what I'm saying? even some parts of the United States, you know, so we got a heavily, you know what I'm saying, heavily melting pot area. You know, so but I'm gonna use Latin America for example. If you go to Dominican Republic or Colombia somewhere, you know, so people are mixed up with different European, Native, and Africans. So you might have a guy with super light skin like a European, but his skull is, if you examine his skull, he might have an African skull shape because he have mixed admixture, gene flow. So you can't just use skull types alone because it could be misleading. You could use it, but you have to so you have to put it in proper context, and so you just can't use it alone.
I mean, look, bro, it's crazy. I think I found it. Hold on, I think I found it. All right, so I don't want the UNESCO thing. We already went through the UNESCO thing. Wanted to talk about the particular, explain these results right here. We put a picture in there. That's that's table S2.1. All right, stature estimate of the Nile individual based on long bone dimensions. We just read it. All right.
Yeah, Cam's he doing what Blumenbach and them boys did in reverse.
Yeah, Blumenbach and them did, yo.
Because if you take a modern day Horn African and strip him to his skeleton, you look at his skull, you might mistake that skull as being European sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to say and go off of it.
So basically, it says the table S21 presents the stature. That's STATURE. That's the height estimates of the Nile individual based on long bone measurements, tibia, femur, humerus, and etc., and compares results using different regression formula derived from population-specific references. Okay, it talks about American whites, American blacks, ancient Egyptians as reconstructed in Retics 2008-2011. What is being measured? Each bone length in centimeters is used in the regression equation to estimate the height. All right. Okay. All right. I mentioned the bones again. Columns explain. Okay, they got the element length, white stature, black stature, that's in centimeters, and Egyptian stature. All right, and that's Tata and Glacier. That's the source for both of them. Okay, and for the Egyptians, they use Aracter, 2008. All right, using ancient Egyptian skeleton data. All right, okay. Now we come in example and calculation. You get the lengths and all that, okay? The mean and final stature estimates, all right? I don't know if y'all here. Y'all see that? All right. Okay. Final estimates. I showed y'all that. So based on different population formula, using white regression height, 163.4 centimeters, using black regression height, 159.2 centimeters, okay, and ancient Egyptian regression height, 159.1 centimeters, right? Scientific interpretation, okay? These explanations provide a range of plausible statures depending on which reference population is used. It says the ancient Egyptian is likely the most relevant because it is derived from actual ancient Egyptian skeleton samples, and that's Rackster, 2008, 2011. It said the consistency between black and ancient Egyptian results suggests that the Nuet individual stature aligns more closely with African populations than with white American example. And they give all the sources there, and that's all we was doing, right? So it said in the conclusion, it said the Nuet individual had an estimate adult height of approximately 159.1 centimeters using ancient Egyptian specific formulas. This aligns more with the estimates derived from American blacks than whites. reinforcing the biological and geographical affinities with African populations, as is consistent with the individual archaeogenetic and archaeological context. There you go. Now, somebody gonna take this and act like it was saying something it wasn't saying. That ain't what it was saying. It said what it was. Go ahead, Commonverse. We just wanted to get that, and you missed the good part.
Yeah. So why'd you kick me off?
And it's not, and this is not the
bro. Why would
race theory, bro.
I don't kick people off, bro. That ain't
Yeah,
what
I was just talking and then I was off and I tried to get back in and you wouldn't let me in.
Right. So do you think that was your device, being those computer? Do you think I would not be rude?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take your word for it. You said
no. I was in the back chat too for a long time. You can't see when you got the screen up. You can't really see when people on or not.
Yeah,
you just
it's all good. It's all good. But like I'm just saying, like you said,
it's like you do conspiracy theory the same way. You said, no, bro. Same way you said these writers did some conspiracy stuff. They were trying to do pharaonic race theory and stuff. You made it up before they do the thesis. You a conspiracy theorist, bro. Like something wrong with you.
Wait, you're saying that they didn't try to promote Mesopotamia? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
They ain't promoting nothing. They just saying what it is. They ain't say totally Mesopotamia. They do have a mixed in them.
Yeah, they ain't do that, bro.
In the peer review, the peer review forced
even the article say he could possibly got the Mesopotamian admixture from by trading with people in Levant who have Mesopotamian admixture themselves.
Right, that's what it said.
That's what it's saying, bro.
After the peer review, but like to try to say that it was wholesale Mesopotamian is crazy work. That's nasty work.
I know they didn't say that,
bro. That's what the original manuscript said upon the peer review correcting.
No, where at? That's so we can read it.
Read the peer review document. Go through the peer review document.
Oh, bro, you made that up.
Open it up. Open it up right now. Open up the peer review.
Bro, we did all that. Come on, yo. You should
have
had
the peer review document. You read that?
Of course.
And you missed why they was fighting over.
That's why the peer reviewers were saying why you use African. Like
they said, why didn't you add, so-called sub-Saharan African populations in the analysis?
No, that's
they wanted them to add
that. I don't read that part. It's a lot of reading, bro. But you know that I know. Come on, bro. We back and forth on that.
They tried to promote Mesopotamia, and the peer review was correct.
Where'd you get that from?
In the peer review document.
Okay,
they question their genetic methodology.
So you'll just do a video and you'll just show that part. You know how you do that.
It's in the document. Yeah, I mean it's easy to show, but like I just want to come on because you claimed something that I didn't claim.
Okay,
well, authors, and you thank you for helping me because you showed the tropical body proportions, you showed the dolichocephalicism, you showed the dark to black skin. That looks like Georgia. That looks like Baltimore. That looks like St. Louis. That looks like all that.
I don't know about all that, bro. You stretching it, yo. You're a spectacular stretcher, boy. I swear, boy.
I'm basing it off of what's in the article. Everything is what's in the article.
Stop that. Hey, Mel, this is the document right here. We dealing with the supplementary information. We're in the weeds. We probably shouldn't be in the damn weeds.
In the peer review.
No, I don't think we should be in the weeds.
So what did you think about the fact that they didn't source any African skulls in the craniometric analysis?
Because North Africans are Africans, yo.
No, I'm talking about the supplementary information. Most of the skulls that they compared it to were Eurasian.
So then how did they come up with the North African thing though? And then you slightly you making it up, you're doing too much.
Middle Neolithic Morocco. It's through inferences.
The middle Neolithic. Do you know what we just looked up what the middle Neolithic was? We dealt with that.
Yeah, that's what they compared it to. Northwest Africans as opposed to Northeast Africans.
Yeah, and if you know a thing about skulls, Nordic people can have chophalic skull types too, bro. It ain't just an African thing.
But it's predominantly in Africa, predominantly.
No, it's not. It could be in any population. You made it up. That's phony anthropology, bro. You're using phony anthropology.
No, but look up the cephalic index. That's a fact. That's literally a fact. It's an equatorial trait.
You guys,
no, it's not, bro.
Hard.
Have you ever taken anthropology?
Yeah, I went to school for it, bro.
So you know that the equatorial zone creates elongated limes, appendages, etc. via natural selection. That's literally a fact.
Yeah, but it ain't always the case always, bro.
It's the general rule. That's the general rule.
You know,
generally speaking, today, if you're dark to black skinned with tropical body proportions and the dolichocephalic skull, generally speaking, you would probably be black. Generally speaking.
Man, stop it.
That's a fact. I mean, if you can find a Chinese person with tropical body proportions and black skin and a long skull, show it to me.
Man, come on, man. That ain't look. That's not my look. You know what I'm saying. You confusing the audience right now. You playing.
I'm going off.
I don't like when you doing what you're doing.
They said tropical body proportion, long limbs. They said long
where they say that? They didn't say that. They was talking about the statue, the height of it. They was measuring the height, and they said the height of this individual would fit more closely related to an African population. That's a way.
Exactly. More closer to Black American than White American, right?
Africa can be mesophylatic too. And not just
it was long. It wasn't medium. It was long.
What am I looking for right now?
It could be either one though. It don't matter.
You're saying the skull? No, the skull was dolichocephalic.
And
it was a long skull, so it is an African with dark to black skin and tropical body proportions.
And it's Nordic people with that same with the same skull.
Plenty of Somalis and Nigerians and Scandinavians.
Hey, hold on, I'm gonna show the people how to get to the supplementary information here, where y'all can read the arguments back and forth.
Yep.
The peer review is real good. It's fun. But don't play like a scientist. Don't do what he doing. He playing science. You gotta stop that. Yo.
When you talking about playing, you're the one you said that.
Come on, man. You know damn well, yo. You read that? Come on, yo.
You literally said that there can't be people that black, bro. That's hella racist. That's hella
not
racist.
Man. Come on, yo.
Hella racist, bro.
Nah, man, you wouldn't even be able to see him on Earth. Yo. He would die,
bro.
Yo.
That's total. No, it's not.
There's Senegalese people in St. Louis, in Chicago, in Georgia that are that South Sudanese people that are that dark.
Stop lying, bro. There ain't no people from Chicago. Get out of here, bro. You ain't even been to St. Louis,
bro. Like,
hold on, y'all. Hold on. So right here, the supplementary information. That's supplementary notes 1, 2, 3. All right, right here. Reporting summary and supplementary data. Go in there, and you're gonna get to the part with the peer review. That's an interesting thing right there. Don't let Comedy Verse get you. He making it up. You doing too much.
No, read it yourself. Everything that I'm saying is in the supplementary.
No, man. They was saying it was on both sides, yo. Come on, man. Right? They was like saying stuff. But listen, hold on. But what I do understand about peer review, if it was something they actually got wrong, yo, they wouldn't let the paper come through.
And that's why they took out the Mesopotamia, the crazy work where they were trying to make it Mesopotamia. Crazy work. They said Levantine, stick with Levantine. You know, North African Levantine affinities, which is still kind of.
We're gonna find that part. I don't trust you.
It's in the peer review. Reread the peer review document. It's in there.
Because I gotta find out where. Hold on. So I'm not quite sure, but so whatever came through, it came through though, right? That's all I'm saying. We gotta,
and you know the third intermediate period was Abasir Malek. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not. I know you are. I don't.
That's the data that they use.
You have Reggie. Reggie, do not let Congress do this.
Foreigners, bro. Like that's crazy work, bro.
Hold on. You gotta stop, bro. You just play too much. I cannot.
They be using foreigners, bro. They use foreign West Asian.
You know what, Congress? Where the hell you been at? You supposed to been popped up on here. We ain't enemies.
No, Reggie's the one told me that you guys were talking about my post, so I went to go see what it was.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you pronounced the word. I was like, I'm gonna show you how to pronounce the word.
Oh, I thank you. Appreciate you. If you think I'm mad about that, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, like, because it's important to know what these terms mean. You know what I'm saying?
Like, explain it to me though, but he actually explained it to me. So that's why I had to
like what you see when you look in the mirror. Long skull.
I ain't got no long. You made that up.
Bro, your skull is long.
You gotta stop that, bro. Yeah, stop that, yo.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to know what dolichocephalic, look in the mirror, bro.
Bro, you gotta stop that, man. You gonna make me.
You want to know dark to black skin, tropical body? Look in the mirror.
You gonna make me do a whole study on that, yo. I ain't messing with you, yo. Because you get me stuck for like a month. I'm ignoring you. Hold on.
That's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. I mean,
all right, so here we go. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Look. So, okay, first I want to do this. All right, because we clipped them up.
You ain't cutting none, bro.
No. Right here. I'm looking right here with the 4,000-year-old ancient man. Now, one of the guys is on the paper actually show up in this clip, though, right? So let's hear what they saying. Okay. All right. We're using this strictly for educational purposes. All right. This is what we're doing. All right. Educational purposes. Doing our thing. All right. All right. Let's play this. Let's see. There's some new science.
I guess, Mike, I wanted to ask you, we've had you on the show before talking about the origins of writing and how ancient Egypt seems to have played a role, but also Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia. Does this take us anywhere closer to understanding that?
So this is where we get into like speculation territory, but possibly, yeah. So the way that we understand it at the moment is that the oldest known form of writing is cuneiform, which is invented in Mesopotamia. And then a few hundred years later, maybe 300 years later, we get the first evidence of writing in Egypt, the origins of the famous hieroglyphics. And that we've tended to think of those as being independent inventions of writing. But if there's actually, but as we said, this guy's genome shows that actually there was some degree of connection between the two societies. He's literally got a fifth of his DNA from people from the Fertile Crescent. So is it possible that...
It's crazy, bro.
All the man said was some kind of connection to it, yo. Jesus Christ, bro.
That's crazy work.
What's wrong with that? That's crazy for y'all to do that.
That's Petra. That's
crazy.
That's
Hold on, Converse. I'm good. Hold on, Gullah. Hey, Converse, I'm actually glad you came on here, yo.
Yeah.
Because now I see what side you. I get it. I see what you at. You just saying ain't no connection, but they were saying that the Cairo.
I'm not saying it's not a trade or whatever, but to act like the invading pharaonic race theory is true.
That's not what that man said. That man said the connection, yo. Let me show you. Come on, yo. New science ain't doing that, bro. You
both linguistically and archaeologically, the people came
from
the
new science. Look, new science. Y'all get the magazine. They're not saying that, yo. Come on, bro.
They were trying to pre-peer review. That's what they were promoting. They were promoting these like Fertile Crescent. It's like, bro, bro, come on.
So you like the other side. The other side hate to hear the word African, and you hate to hear the word Mesopotamian. Boy, y'all something.
The invading pharaonic race theory is invalid. That's 19th century. I mean, that's like what you said. Like, ain't no black people. It's like, bro, that's like 19th century type shit.
Oh man,
come
on, Gullah, come in here, Gullah, for this. I can't believe it. I get it now. I'm figured y'all out now.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. I think
he wasn't here. Right. Yeah, he wasn't here when I said. Well, I was telling him, man, that human skin color is never appear truly black, bro. In pigment sense, its color is like deep dark brown, bro. Like period.
Melanin is black. Melanin, the pigment is black.
No, listen to him. Hold on. It say human skin color is determined by melanin, a pigment produced by cells of melanocytes. But hold on. Scientifically, the darkest skin tones are described as deep dark brown, not true black. It's from ChatGPT, and the source is coming from Ninja Jablonski.
Bro, read it from the actual source. Don't read it from ChatGPT. Read it
from
the
actual source. Bro, it don't matter, bro. You don't get out of here with it. That's that pseudo tactic. You can use pseudo tactic.
Bro, read it from an actual anthropological journal, bro. Read it from an actual source. Don't read it from AI.
I think you understand that. I think the AI is better help you out.
AI is better. The source is actually coming from, bro. I got Ninja Jablonski book, bro. I don't feel like doing all that right now.
But you melanin, bro. You melanin is literally black. It's a black pigment. So the higher
concentration black in human skin color, bro.
Yeah, it don't. Yeah. It's the melanocytes that actually produce the skin color, bro. It's
the concentration of melanin determines your complexion.
Yeah, but not that. You gotta know that, man. Hey, Reggie, don't listen to them, man.
That's the fact.
Hold on. Look. It's a in darker skinned individuals, melanocytes pigment containing granules are larger or more numerous and disputed more broadly, giving a rich dark tone. But it's a dark skin evolve. I don't get into that part, not into all that. But when they talk about expression.
I said you was a lookership anthropologist.
I'm just saying, like, there are people like when you talk about range of skin tone, the same way you can have albino people who are white skin, you can have black skin people.
Hold on, it's a even the darkest natural human skin reflects brown light, There's no melanin variety that makes human skin literally black.
That's crazy work, bro. That's false. That's definitely false. Like, okay, if you search South Sudan black skin, you can search any type of supermodel,
It's
bro.
not
Like, you
black
can literally
skin.
see them black.
It's the spectrum is brown with the purplish bluish undertone, bro. You don't even understand black skin.
Make it look black to us because it's women that get into all these little nuances of shade, bro.
You sound like a colonialist trying to create a damn caste.
Nah, you're saying that there's no black skinned people, but you can say that there's white skinned people called albino, but you're not gonna say that there's black skinned.
That is not white.
Yeah, they ain't white neither, yo.
Albinos appear white to us.
No, they're not white.
Albinos appear white.
Literally white, bro.
They appear white to us. You're getting down to like, oh, it's not technically a globe, it's an ellipsoid for the earth.
It's actually like a pinkish pale. It's a pinkish pale color. It's not white, bro. You like slow.
Look, here you go. Look,
y'all doing crazy work, bro. Like y'all are crazy. Y'all racist as hell.
Counterverse.
Hella racist.
That's dark.
Everybody freeze up. Everybody freeze up. Here go the picture right here, yo, from the Jawa.
Yeah.
Look, yo, that's see super dark skin, yo.
Yeah. I would call it black. It's black.
That's brown. That's brown, dog.
Why do we call ourselves black? Why do we call ourselves
but
black?
look, yo, this Photoshop, yo. That's all.
How you know it's Photoshop? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
It is, yo. Look.
Show me the evidence.
Yo, that's your picture. Hold on. But
is that scientific? Is that scientific? Show me the evidence.
No, bro. Listen what I'm saying, man.
Science is evidence based.
Get off the skin because you wasn't talking about the skin. But
I'm just saying, you saying it's Photoshop, bro.
Bro,
show the evidence. Show the evidence. Show the evidence.
Can't you see that man? That nigga, that man would die tomorrow, yo.
Man, that's some racism, bro. Y'all hella racist.
Let me say,
y'all hella racist.
Look, yo, look, his skin is rolling off.
That's hatred, bro. Y'all are racist against your own.
No,
look. No,
that's not crazy. Y'all hella.
And gotta look, Gullah, this man's so black when he sweat, the black come on his shirt. Yo, you know that.
Y'all be hella racist.
No, you could tell, bro. You could tell that's Photoshop because they missed the spots around his eyes, bro. Look at this.
That's a shadow from the sun.
There ain't no damn shadow, bro. Shadows ain't light, nigga.
All right, we're gonna take a vote.
If you Google black skinned people, black skinned people,
this man can't even write. Listen, yo, when it get dark, yo, when it get dark, you ain't gonna be able to see them.
Yes, shit, crazy. Y'all must have been seeing about some dark skin.
Okay, the one in the chat.
Bro, it's a
that man real skin color, yo. Come on, bro.
Y'all was teased about man. That's why
hold on. Black is a colloquial term. It's a colloquial term, and it's the social description for the darkest brown skin, not the literal color.
But we call it black. We call it black.
Yeah, because you practice colonial mentality. That's what you're doing right now.
That's our idiomatic expression. That's our historical linguistic expression. We use the term black.
Colonizer, bro. You got to colonize.
That's not what it is.
We're gonna move on.
Kim where? That's African culture.
So you saying when they say Kim, they was mean?
That's black, bro. That Kim mean black. Kim don't mean white. Kim mean black.
Oh man,
Peppy Kim. It's a royal.
Not black people.
This is crazy, yo.
11th dynasty, Apkal, they deified Kim as a Netcher. Literally, blackness was divine. Sandro Capocicci, historical linguist, has an article about that.
Because of the soil that was feeding them the crops was black.
All right, hold on. I ain't gonna argue with that.
Ain't no primary attestation of that, bro.
No.
049 don't mean that. It don't mean it in this district, bro.
That's why you can't get on that. It's called glossing. Ask Reggie. It's called glossing.
Like an isogloss?
No.
Like a linguistic area? What are you talking about? Because that's a linguistic term.
Yes. And basically what they're trying to do is they want to say it like the indigenous people would have said it. So the indigenous people wouldn't have said soil.
Yeah, there's no primary attestation. Right, there's no royal black soil.
So that kill y'all for that, because y'all was saying, where is that? And then the truth is, it wouldn't be one because they didn't say the black soil. But the inference is there. That's
divine. Blackness is divine. That's what they meant.
Okay. Man. Yes, yes.
Divine for fertility, for fertility purpose,
for power, you know, for authority.
But look though, Ken, why we commonly call black skin black, scientifically, it's better to describe as extremely dark brown.
Even though your melanin is black, even though the pigment itself is black.
Stop cutting me off, bro. Saying human skin is black is a cultural shorthand, not a reflection of real pigment. The true shade remains within the brown spectrum, bro.
Your melanin isn't black?
All right.
Skin.
Hold on. All right, I heard y'all. We heard that.
It only expresses black in hair,
man. Big league, man. Appreciate you. All right, y'all got y'all point out. Let me finish playing this. I already know. Hey, I think you made your point. We both made our points. That's a Photoshop image.
That's not Photoshop. You post no
evidence. Right, you said you weren't even fighting for that. You said I ain't even
I'm just saying, bro. Like you talk about science, bro. You post no evidence. You just make it.
That dude look like Prince in real life. That dude look like Prince in real life.
That's some racism, bro. Like that's darkism. That's some anti-dark.
It is not, man. Come on, yo.
Colorism. That's some colorism.
Come on, man. All right, so hold on. Let me play the video. Let me keep going. Here we go.
And actually, there was some degree of influence between the two. Maybe one of them invented writing, and then the idea was transmitted by people who were traveling between the two. We don't know that. That's pretty close to pure speculation. But the timing is so close that you really only have to find one slightly older example of an Egyptian hieroglyph or proto-hieroglyph for them to actually be simultaneous.
All right, so he talked about how the whole writing thing and all that is purely speculative right there. So we got you. Right. There's no evidence of none of that. All right. But what it did say is evidence of some content. It ain't say a whole gang of people like the other side is doing way too much. So I see why you fight like that, Converse. I see.
Fighting over what?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Fight like that. Oh, because they saying what you saying.
What are you talking about?
No, you're saying that is actually that you think the writers of the paper is saying that there's a whole invading race. No, that's
what the Mesopotamian model.
No, that's what Wishmacommon is saying. not the scientists, but them people, the Bible, DNA, and all that, and all them nonsense.
The scientists got corrected by the peer review. They got corrected by the peer review.
Yeah, you had to show me where.
Read the peer review document.
I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna definitely read it again. I'm gonna read it. It's a lot of reading there, bro. But I know y'all need to stay out of the data because y'all messing up the data. Do that for me.
I mean, look, if you accepted tropical black to dark skin dolichocephalicism, that's all I need because that's black people. That's all I need, bro.
It's no black people. You mean African people is what you're saying?
African, black, that's pretty much the same thing, bro. Oh, man. When you talk about African American, you talk about black people. You're not talking about
when you talk about African American,
you talk about black people. You talk about Afro-Brazilian, you talk about black people.
Now you talking about Niger Congo people from West and Central Africa.
If you want to use that working hypothesis, sure.
Yeah, nah, that's what it is. It's the culture.
Working hypothesis as a
bro.
Central, Southern, whatever you want to say. You talk about black people, generally speaking.
All right, but hold on. I want to get to the next video. All right, here you go. All right, so we're going to come to the Evolutionary Insight, anthropology.net. All right, we'll come to that. As a matter of fact, they have a website. All right, let me see if I can find a website for them. And they did a piece on the article too, okay? All right, let me find it. I want y'all to be able to have this. Let me see what I can get to it. It's probably right up here. Hold on. Oh, that's that one. Nope. Yeah, you should have came a little bit early, County Verse. We talked about that culture, they be trying to just act like it ain't that. We read enough anthropology books to know what they use in anthropology. Yo. So I'm not mad at that article at all.
Yeah, 2021 on the peer review page talks about the authors, you know, saying that they removed the Mesopotamia in as a source in the distal model to use sources with divergent ancestry. That's the first reference for you if you're looking for it. There's plenty more in the document.
I'm gonna read it because I know you're gonna mess up.
I mean, look, they talk about removing Mesopotamia as a source, so it's just like they getting corrected in the actual document.
That's science. That's good. That see.
Good that they got rid of the invading pharaonic race theory.
Oh man, you
really good.
You thinking
from Mesopotamia, bro? And people are from the south. That's what the linguistics and the archaeologists.
No. They just changed the people they was gonna look at, but they never was saying that the people was. They never said that a whole group of people just marched in and
you promote Afro-Asiatic as a working hypothesis, I believe, and Afro-Asiatic came from the Red Sea Hills of the Horn. So they came from the south. They ain't come from no Mesopotamia. They came from the south according to that model that you accept.
Okay, man. I know you're gonna add your extra spice into
I'm just saying, bro. Like archaeologically, they came from the south. Every Paleolithic industry spread north. They ain't come from no Mesopotamia.
Man, it wasn't just one group of people.
It was a diverse group of Africans in Northeast Africa. Diverse group of Africans in Northeast.
Okay, I agree with that.
Perfect.
Yeah. And they was mixing people. They was mixing and having sex with people on the outside of Africa too.
Sure, but very minimally.
Bro. No, they wasn't, bro. They did what they did, man.
Very minimally.
Some of them people that was some of the people outside the continent wasn't super light skinned either at that time.
Who wasn't super light skinned?
Mesopotamians. They weren't super.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they weren't, you know, darker or melanated, but the people ain't come from no Mesopotamia. You said of the civilization. They did not. They ain't come from
nobody saying they came from there.
Petrie and the authors before they were corrected by the peer review said that. They said that.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
Okay, so we have this picture. Hardworking artisan, maybe a potter, surprisingly fancy burial, survives the Blitz. But the really revolutionary stuff, the history rewriting discoveries, they come from his DNA, right? What did that immediately show?
Well, first off, his closest genetic relatives, his strongest affinity, was to people living today in North Africa and West Asia. And interestingly, the analysis showed no signs of recent consanguinity, so no evidence his parents were closely related.
Okay, so
see, you hear that, right? You hear that article? Let's go back again. All right, we're gonna start over again and hear what they saying about the article. Right down, right where they supposed to be. Here you go.
Okay, so we have this picture. Hardworking artisan, maybe a potter, surprisingly fancy burial, survives the Blitz. But the really revolutionary stuff, the history rewriting discoveries, they come from his DNA, right? What did that immediately show?
Well, first off, his closest genetic relatives, his strongest affinity, was to people living today in North Africa and West Asia. And interestingly, the analysis showed no signs of recent consanguinity, so no evidence his parents were closely related.
Okay, so immediate family history seems straightforward. But the deeper ancestry, the ancient roots revealed by his whole genome, that's where things get really interesting.
Exactly. The analysis basically broke down his ancestry into two main components. The biggest part, around 80%, traced back to ancient people who lived right there in North Africa. Specifically, they matched him closely to genomes from a middle Neolithic site in Morocco, Sharat Rawazi, dated between about 4780 and 4230 BCE. So that tells us there's a really strong local North African Neolithic foundation for the people of Egypt during the early dynastic and Old Kingdom periods.
Local. Strong evidence for a local population right there in Africa. Let's keep going.
80% local, that's significant. But what about the other 20%? Where did that come from? Any surprises there?
That's the big surprise, yeah. The remaining 20% of his ancestry wasn't local. It traced back to ancient individuals from the Fertile Crescent, particularly Mesopotamia, I think modern-day Iraq, and specifically from Neolithic Mesopotamians living way back, maybe 9,000 to 8,000 BCE. There was also a smaller bit from the Neolithic or Chalcolithic Levant.
Okay, hold on. Mesopotamia, that far back. What does that mean for understanding ancient Egypt? This sounds huge.
It is huge if you connect it to the bigger picture. This finding is monumental because it's direct genetic evidence. It shows people actually moved from the Fertile Crescent into Egypt and mixed with the local population around the time leading up to it.
Why is having the genetic proof so crucial here? Didn't we suspect connections?
We did, but mostly through archaeology. We saw similarities in writing systems appearing, the pottery wheel, like we discussed, domesticated animals, plants, all signs of cultural exchange with the Fertile Crescent. But this DNA evidence, it's definitive proof that it wasn't just ideas or goods traveling back and forth. People themselves were migrating, they were mixing. It really opens up the possibility that this whole wave of cultural and demographic expansion starting in Mesopotamia during the Neolithic reached both Egypt and Anatolia.
So it wasn't just trading pots, it was people moving, families mixing, actual gene flow. When do they think this migration, this gene flow from Mesopotamia happened?
Well, the genetics seem to support the idea that this gene flow started coinciding with Egypt adopting the Neolithic package to, farming domesticated animals. And that happened as early as the 6th millennium BCE.
And then the cultural exchange kept going, right?
Yeah.
Especially with Sumer and Mesopotamia booming later on.
Exactly. That continued through the 4th millennium BCE. You see things like the pottery wheel becoming common, early hieroglyphic writing appearing in Egypt. Both have links back to Mesopotamia. And the researchers suggest that maybe some of this trade and migration didn't just come overland through the Sinai. Perhaps routes through the Mediterranean and the Red Sea were important too, which could explain the specific genetic signature they found. It really paints a picture of a long process, millennia long, involving not just cultural borrowing, but actual migration and mixing.
That's fascinating. But it is important to remember, like the researchers point out, this is based on one person's genome.
Absolutely. That's a crucial caveat. We need many more ancient genomes from Egypt from this period and others to really grasp the full picture, the variation in ancestry across the population.
Right. And one other detail from his genome, you mentioned no sub-Saharan African ancestry was detected.
Specifically, New Rat genome didn't show any substantial ancestry related to a 4,500-year-old genome found in Moda, Ethiopia, or other ancient individuals analyzed in Central, Eastern, or Southern Africa. So for this specific individual, at this specific time, his ancestry profile points very clearly towards North Africa and the Fertile Crescent.
What's wrong with that answer, Converse? I accept that.
Yeah, Moda Man, the most closest group to Moda Man is a so-called Afro-Asiatic group.
Okay, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Ethiopia. Moda Man in Ethiopia is most approximated by Afro-Asiatic so-called speaking foragers. So they're saying that the Old the mummy is not related to Afro-Asiatic speakers in the South.
Okay, that's fine. So
that's crazy work to me, bro.
Like we don't know what language the man was speaking. But the point I want to make here is this:
you're saying he wasn't Afro-Asiatic?
No, I'm saying I don't know. Listen, you're talking language. African Americans, okay, don't speak an indigenous African language. Okay, so my point is, do you agree with the findings of the article? I do.
They're biased. Okay. But the point I was making is why is a so-called Afro-Asiatic speaker from Ethiopia an outgroup? Why is that an outgroup?
It's just one person though, bro. And they got very serious with it.
Why would you put that as an outgroup when it's from the same so-called language phylum?
So you basically saying that you're gonna let one person from Lower Egypt get you all
because it messed up the F stats and it messed up the QPADM analysis. Because they put an Ethiopian, the Afro-Asiatic language, according to the model, came from the Red Sea Hills. They put an Afro-Asiatic so-called speaking population as an outgroup in their analysis of the mummy. That's crazy. That's crazy work. And pottery came from Mesopotamia to Egypt too, right?
No, they said it was all speculation. Remember,
it came from the South. It came from the South,
bro. Okay, with the South, where? That's okay. Listen, I'm gonna say this, so my listening audience know what my stance is. My stance is that Nile Valley culture extend all the way down to Khartoum, all the way up to the Delta. That's Nile Valley.
A little bit further than that. It's a whole basin.
Okay, man. What? The what?
The Nile goes all the way down.
Right, so I'm down in Khartoum and all that, and I can't think of a name.
It's past. So there's no Nile in South Sudan and Uganda. There's no Nile there.
Okay, I'm talking about that now. I'm talking about the river cultures and when it's split and all that, and Cocoon and all that.
Yeah,
all that. I'm saying
the
that's
harpoon is
all
found
Nile
further
Valley.
south and it's spread north.
Hold on, bro. I'm saying that's all Nile Valley culture.
From the Kantiore culture upward.
Hold on for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. That is all Nile Valley culture. That's my point right there, yo. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, I'm just helping you out. It's a little bit more south than Khartoum. I'm just helping you out.
Okay, you can go as far as the river go. Wherever the river is, people had culture there, yo.
Facts.
And
Spread it north.
Right. And so the reason I want to say this, I want to bring this next bit of evidence for y'all.
Yeah, you had different cultures along the river too, not just one big culture.
Yeah, it's different.
Diverse groups of closely related cultures.
So we come here, Nubia,
not all
Sudan,
of them.
Sudan, Egypt, and Nubia. This is the British Museum. Okay. All right. And you can read it right here. It say located upstream of the first cataract of the Nile. Today, northern Sudan, Upper Egypt, and Upper Egypt people lived in ancient Nubia from at least 300,000 BCE. Right? So you see this little scale right here. Little scale right here. It said about 300,000 to 250,000. No, 300,000 to 220 to 2,500 BCE prehistoric. There's evidence that people lived on the Middle Nile region at least 300,000 years ago. There was an abundance of rock art. And rock art to make stone tools. Hard rock to make stone tools by 5,000 BCE. There were many villages and seasonal camps in the region. Now, I bring up seasonal camps because if you go to Mesopotamia and look at the archaeological record, they wasn't having seasonal camps. They was having these villages. How did they know? Because when they looked at the archaeology, they found these big mounds. Biggest
so can I ask you a question on that point you just made?
Hold on.
I was just trying to help out your point, but
you finish. You can get in, just hold that thought.
Yeah,
I want to show the difference in how they tried to pigeonhole the results they found in Africa to the results they found in Mesopotamia. And this is how they start to make their determinations, right? They determined that these mounds were actually villages. And the reason they was mounds because it was villages on top of villages. When one village fall, right, and go out of fashion, another village is built on top of it. And over time, okay, you get this big mound. And you can actually measure that mound to tell what the time period is. So it goes back to approximately like 7,000 years ago or 7,000 BCE, where they act like there's the first cities. They're not actually cities, they're actually villages. Now, when they looked at the archaeological record in the Nile Valley, they didn't find that. So what do you think they said? They said was, well, these people didn't have it yet. In actuality, they tried to do the cookie cutter thing. What they end up finding out is that there were seasonal camps. They were migratory and sedimentary, meaning they settled sometimes, and then sometimes they migrated back and they had these summer homes. That's what it was. But they was placing a racist model. It's racism when you don't allow the archaeological record to tell you what it is, and you make a determination based off how your thing was. I think that's an important point. Also want to bring to the conversation that Shigante Diop said that human beings on the Nile at 150,000 years old at the Cairo Symposium, and they said you don't got no evidence for it. So I'm saying at that point, Diop was ahead of the curve with that. That's why Diop is important to the conversation. Although he didn't get everything right, he got a lot of things right. A.E. that humans was on the Nile 150, 200,000 years ago. He got that part right. They was like, no way you can prove that. Yes, because he was here at his time. Now we can prove right that. Go ahead, Comedy Verse. What was you going to say?
Okay, so just to buttress off of your, cartoon point, why didn't they use Kadruka in their analysis in comparison with the mummy, the Kerma ancient DNA? Why don't they use that in Sudan?
Because they didn't get to it. I don't know.
No, but that was published. That was published a few years ago, so they definitely have that data to compare.
But he might.
They put Moda as an outgroup. Moda would be a so-called Afro-Asiatic Ari. That's an outgroup, and they ain't even mention ancient DNA from Kerma in Sudan. They ain't even touch it. That's crazy work. They ain't even mention. I'm not even gonna go there. But like, if it's 11, you would have Neanderthal, but they ain't even touch that. So that's also crazy. But still, like, you have Sudanese ancient DNA, and they ain't even touched that.
Man, they did what they did. That's all they got is what they got.
some bias, some biased work.
So let me get. So you think that sub-Saharan? So you accept the racist terminology, sub-Saharan Africa, yo? You think that that's
I would prefer infra-Saharan African. I would prefer that infra-Saharan African.
Yeah, I like the Cater. I like
that's
that.
what Cater came up with.
I
like
agree with that. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with you on that. And that's not pseudo. As an expert in the field, he has a right to come up with his terminology that he wrote a paper on it. So y'all should at least get that. Yeah, I agree with that. So now I'm glad we found something we agree with. God dang.
But they should have compared data from that region with the mummy. They didn't do that.
No, that's one guy though, bro. We're not gonna trip off of one guy.
That's how you know it's biased. That's how you know it's biased, because why you're not comparing it to people closely related in the South?
Because they only got the one genome right there for real.
Nah, they had the Kadruka genome a few years ago, and they have Moda, but Moda is an outgroup. That's crazy to me. That's crazy work. Moda is an outgroup. But hold up.
No, they saying that because of the end. No, I know why they're saying that, because they dealing with the Sahara and that basal end.
No, but if Moda is closely related to the Ari, which is so-called Afro-Asiatic, which is what ancient Egyptian is according to the conventional Greenbergian model, they should have compared it as a potential source population. They didn't even touch that comparison. But then they put Nura in pastoral Neolithic East Africans, but Moda's an outgroup. That doesn't make any sense. That makes zero sense.
Yeah, it don't make no sense to you, the non-scientist, the non-geneticist.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make Shamar Kikeda even told him, Shamar, even in the Abasir Malek study, he said, use these infra-Saharan southerly populations in your analysis. He even told them to do that, but they ignored it. They just used Abasir Malek as their third intermediate model, and they ain't even mentioned that these are West Asian, foreign troops in that city. It's crazy work. Crazy.
Well, what I will say is, yo, thank goodness for science, yo, right? Thank goodness for us. We can have these healthy conversations without fighting each other, biting each other head off of each other, right? But I'm not gonna never go pseudo though, yo. I'm gonna stay right there.
Focus on what's in the paper. Focus on the peer review. Focus on the supplementary information. Then you be on my side.
Okay, right. Now you going too far.
I ain't going far with nothing. I'm just going off of what they said. I'm going off of what Shamarka. I spoke with Shamarka Kata about this even before I started making these posts. He agreed with a lot of my analysis.
All right. Yeah, we know where verifying that.
Me and him, we don't agree on everything, but like when we chop it up, like he's like, yeah, evading pharaonic race theory is racist. It's racist to use the Sahara as a barrier. Like all of that stuff is basic. That's basic information.
I know they said that in the thing too, though, bro.
But these dudes use a Takakori to try to say that there's a barrier between North African and so-called infra-Saharan African in the Takakori Green Sahara study, which is racism. That's racist.
Oh,
that's
man,
not
that's
valid.
just their opinion on that, bro. I don't know about
everything. They want to use North African affinity. They don't want to go off of, okay, this is ancestral North African.
Let me get this straight. So, but they say that.
They say Middle Neolithic. They ain't even say Ibero-Mauritian. They say Middle Neolithic, and Middle Neolithic is like more so Levantine, according to the argument that they're making. But that's what I'm saying is bias. It's shaky. That's hella shaky. Northwest, and they use Northwest African, not Northeast African.
Okay,
they use Northwest African.
I want to ask you a question. Is it possible that they got their genome right on that one particular person?
No.
Man, I'm out of here on that.
Their methodology was trash.
You said, so if they just said that man was all sub-Saharan African, you'd roll with that, or you thought they was being
if biased? They showed the right evidence for it, yeah.
Oh man. How can you
the evidence that they showed they said it was no infra-Saharan African cranium, therefore it's genetically Eurasian, supplementary information based off of cranium. They had less than half of the dental morphological traits, and they did their coverage amplification through a teeth extraction. But they had less than half of the pseudo-science, dental morphology traits, and then they said it was Eurasian. That's crazy work, bro. That's crazy work. That's hella wild.
I think you're stepping out of your line of work.
No, I'm just saying, you read the supplementary information, like it's crazy work how you can have less than half of the dental morphology traits and make a determination. No so-called sub-Saharan craniometric analysis, but then you say it's Eurasian. But then you say it's dolichocephalic? What? But you had no comparison with any ancient Northeast African sample. Only Eurasian, only Mesopotamia. It's biased.
Hold on. Hold on. All right, let me play this clip right here. Here we go. This what I gotta go through, yo. I gotta go through this, yo. I got you talking about this. What you got? This how you gotta get right here, yo. We gonna come to this guy. He got 300 views. I don't know why I do it to myself. Cause you got Bible DNA on there, cheering them all on. They all cheering each other, yo. Look at them. Ex-Hebrews and foolery. It's all there. It's all there. Let's see. Here you go. Let's go. Here we go.
This is what I'm saying. You, bro, you're the whole dude who's been in the community for like over a decade, talking about like how breaking down like the human evolutionary concept, right? People was getting at you all day about like, nah, we don't come from apes, and we're like, and you were stuck on it because it was showing like the oldest stuff in Africa. You were stuck on that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And now we have stuff based upon genetic techniques very similar, very not the same, but very similar to what they used to determine haplogroups, wasn't it, right? And they were able to determine that we have ghost genetics in terms of hominid population in West Africa that we have mixed with, right? You should be all over that. But it's the same type of techniques, bro. What you talking about? How you throw that shit out, bro? How you throw out them techniques when they use them techniques to recognize that we have a recent common ancestor when we don't even have actually haplogroups to go back to them yet? How do you think they make them estimates, fam? What are you doing? Sucking on a scholastic shotgun. What are you doing?
I wish I had that scene from Training Day when they had him in the tub with the shotgun in his mouth.
Bruh, yeah, we working on that, bruh. That's coming. We working on that.
Oh, shit. This nigga done fucked up like 10 times already, but claiming somebody else fucking up. Oh, fuck, close it out. Claiming somebody else is fucking up, but you done made 1,000 mistakes already. Talking about, so now the paper don't say that. Paper literally says that, oh, just because they have 20% Mesopotamian DNA, that don't mean that his uncle...
mean they got 20% Mesopotamian DNA. No, what are you saying, bro?
So yeah, no, I ain't say that. And this fool don't understand evolution. So he don't even agree with evolution. Talking about we come from our God, and he gonna talk about huddle groups and don't agree with evolution. How religious are these guys? Just coming at me. So see, that's the side you need to fight with, Comedy-verse. That side right there talking that crazy. They talking crazy and reckless, bro.
I mean, faith and science could be separate.
Faith and science.
Faith and science is a different category.
Man.
Just because you're Muslim, Christian, or whatever, I mean, that's different. Like, that's a different claim. That's not based off of history. That's more based off of faith and theology.
Yeah, I don't know what they doing, bro. I know you ain't coming to me and don't even understand damn near evolution. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I mean, Orthodox more. I think I seen his channel. I don't know the Bible, dude.
Oh man, like I can't even waste the time on that. Mediterranean culture is Western Asian, and all right, let's see what this say. Let's see.
And then we got the DNA to actually verify that. And there's communication there, and they form that culture that you would later on call the Mediterranean. The correspondence, they got written languages, they trade. So you would expect to see this type of genomic expression.
Oh, I need you to run that all the fuck back. No. Did you hear that shit?
Yeah. Kind of confused.
Indigenous Nile Valley culture, bro. Run that back like 30 seconds right quick.
We know this. And we talked about this when we presented the article on the Mediterranean and what it actually meant. And we made the point that Mediterranean, right, is actually an indigenous Nile Valley culture with a Western Asian culture. And then we got the DNA to actually verify that. And there's communication there, and they form that culture that you would later on call the Mediterranean. The correspondence, they got written languages, they trade. So you would expect to see this type of genomic
Afrocentric ass nigga. You niggas is still doing
culture with a Western Asian culture, and then we got the DNA to actually verify that. And there's communication there, and they form that culture that you would later on call the Mediterranean. the correspondence. They got written languages. They trade. So you would expect to see this type of genomic expression.
Oh, I need you to
It's
run
not
that
off kilter, that's right.
all
Problem.
the way the fuck.
So see, you got a bunch of amateurs making videos about me. They will only judge you off the level of your enemies. I think I gotta retire. They don't understand. See, Controverse, this is what I'm up against, man. Like, I'm not never arguing with them. I'm not never ever arguing.
I thought it was funny how they call you an Afrocentrist and you don't like that term.
No, I don't like the pejorative use of it. Because I'm not even qualified to be an Afrocentrist. That means I would be in the vein of deep, like I would have a degree in science or something.
You're not an Afrocentric YouTuber?
No, I'm just African-centered. I'm an atheist. I'm a black atheist YouTuber.
But that's not like, because if you talk about Africa, that's pretty much what like Africa.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, but I just think they have more qualifications than me. You get it? Like it's a standard. When I look at John Jackson and everybody, so let me see. Yeah, that's a little more. I just think I'm not even in that vein, bro. Like I ain't give myself something. I'm not one to do that. Yeah, I don't like the extra, right? They think it's a joke, right? They plan it like it's a joke, a pejorative. They plan it like
there's some racist stuff.
Word. Yeah, they on some racist stuff right there, bro. Yeah, that's where they at with that. All the way live. Like they couldn't hold the pants of a serious Afrocentric, yo. All right. Just basing their thing in science. They picking up a couple crazy people off YouTube. Yeah, they probably talking about you, Colonyverse.
I don't even you never see them on my channel. I don't even mess with them. I'm highly rigorous with my analysis. I don't mess
I know you is.
rigorous. That's why we get into the peer review, we get into the supplementary information. We don't just take it wholesale. We make sure it's legit.
So here you go. Let's do this right here. And we talk about Diop. They say Diop's work is considered foundational to the theory of Afrocentricity, right? Though he himself never described himself as an Afrocentrist. Okay? All right. And so let's see what this word is right here. That's Malaya sound Afrocentrism. Afrocentrism is, let's see. All right. Is a worldview that is centered on the history of people in African descent, or a view that favors it over non-African civilizations. It is, in some respect, the response to Eurocentric attitudes about African people and their historical contribution. It seeks to counter what it sees as mistakes and ideas perpetuated by the racist philosophical underpinnings of Western academic disciplines as they developed during and since European early Renaissance, as justifying and the rationales for the enslavement of other peoples in order to enable more accurate accounts of not only African but all peoples' contributions to the world history. So let's see here. I would like to see a list of it. Let's see. I got African American Hoteppers and far right fighters. That's funny. A list of prominent authors. Okay. Oh no.
Hey, I'm gonna let you finish the show. I gotta hop off.
All right, appreciate you, bro. You know, we mix it in, yo. We got
appreciate the combo.
Yeah, we got a space to always mix it in, yo. We ain't tripping like that. You know what I'm saying? You have a right to your opinion, yo, and I got a right to mine. And we meet somewhere, but I ain't gonna never fight against you with them chumps though. You can just recognize that. Never doing that. You gone, Gullah? Where you at? Let me see. Hold on. Want to find some names of some prominent people They did a great job in the field. Okay, so we come right here. All right, so right here. Several Afrocentrists have claimed that important cultural characteristics of ancient Egypt were indigenous to Africa. See, that's one of the claims they made. It's one of the claims the Diops made. That's what made them famous. That's what turned the view on white academia was that right, that position he took right there. That's why the basis of Afrocentrism is the work of Diops. And that these features were present in other early African civilizations, such as later Khmer, Moretic civilizations, and Nubia. It says scholars who have held this view, scholars that have held this view include Marcus Garvey, I ain't no damn scholar, George James, that's the one that wrote Stone and Legacy, Mark Bonnell, Ivan Sertima, John Henry Clark, Molif Asante, as well as Afrocentrist writers Shigant Diops, Chancellor Williams. So you already know it's my favorite. One of my favorites is Chancellor Williams and Diops. All right, it's one of my favorites right there. John Henry Clark, Ivan Sertima. You can never call these people pseudos right there. What you would say is they got some things wrong. George James, he made some points, but he definitely uses some pseudo sources at times, for real, like Madam Mavowski. But he has some points. All right, we can correct all that. When I talk about a scholar and an anthropologist, that's going to be Diops. All right, and that's going to be Chancellor Williams. He was also in the game. John Henry Clark and Ivan. Ivan got a lot of stuff wrong, but he did it in a professional way. And when you do it in a professional way, you just got it wrong based off of more available information. And the source material he was using was from, at the time, what they thought was credible. And now things have changed. We realize that American thing to America Africa is, yeah, that's not popping. But man, that's where we at with the show, man. I'm glad everybody came through. Appreciate it, man. Hit them likes, get them likes up. Gullah, you still there? You gone? Gullah gone. Hell yeah, gone. Got a lot of haters in here. I ain't mad at you, man. But y'all won't hit that daggone thing, man. Y'all won't get up here. These comedy-verse had the heart to get up here and have this conversation. Boy, he added something in on that supplement information, but that's okay. But at least it's there for us to read. Look, man, I appreciate everybody, man. Hit the like and subscribe, man. Make sure y'all support the channel. All right. We need to be at 4,000. Support the channel, man. Show some love, man. We doing our thing around here, man. Man, we keeping everything top level around here, man, and we are enjoying ourselves, man. We ain't tripping. We stand away from all the pseudos. Stand straight away from them. Y'all know what he is, man. Big up to all the pseudo killers, man. Community skeptics, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm your host, Bobby Banger.
Bobby Banger from the block, seen it all raw tough. Streets of Baltimore where survival's always rough. Joined the Marines fighting for a life he could save. But back in the hood, he felt like a runaway slave. Started an army, not of guns but of wisdom. I'm a rock squad, truth the anthem, we ain't just a God killer. Bobby Banger on his path for the truth. Empower the people, give them wisdom as the proof. Black power rising, knowledge shines like a light. He's fighting for the future, ready to ignite. Selling drugs on the corner just to put food on plates, but deep in his heart, he knew he had greater fates. From the traps to the lab, he fights ignorance raw, teaching evolution while shaking up the law. The real black atheist is changing the game, waking up minds, never the same. God killer Bobby Banger on his path for the truth, empower the people.
Man, let's Google darkest man on the earth on the planet. It better not be. What? Ain't no way, yo, this man did this to me, man. Yeah, you gotta stop playing, man. He definitely gotta stop playing, yo. Who is the blackest person in the world, man? That's racist altogether. Oh man. Really? Is this what we sitting around doing, yo, in our spare time, yo? Is what we just sitting around doing because we ain't got nothing else better to do, just to try to trick somebody? Is this what we doing? Man, as soon as I get me some good old sleep, man, and wake up tomorrow, man, I know where it's at. I definitely know where it's at. I know where it's at. That man Google the I can't even say it. The Yahoo. Here you go. Look, come on, man. We is not doing this, yo. He got this on Yahoo Live. Come on, man. Oh man. Boy, I tell you, bro. They doing us like that. Let me see. No, it's a pseudo image. Yeah, see, look at this. See that right there? It's different from that, yo. That's different, yo. Oh, they playing with us, yo. They actually making fun. Man, look. Come on, yo. Yeah, I ain't doing this, man. Y'all tripping, man. Nah, man, look, I appreciate everybody, man. Look, they out here tripping, yo. I ain't gonna sit back and trip with these people like this, yo. Oh, man, yo. What am I doing? What have I done? Man, I appreciate everybody coming in, man, enjoying the stream, man. Peace, man. Damn. Man, with that, we out. Peace.